Thank you so much for joining us.
How you doing?
Recording in progress.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us today at the regular meeting of the Dearborn Heights City Council, which is called to order today at 6:01 p.m. Madam Clerk, may you please take roll call?
Yes. Hassan Ahmad,
Present.
Mo Baydoun,
Here.
Nancy Breyer. Here. Robert Constant,
Here.
Denise Malinowski Maxwell. Absent. Hassan Saab.
Let the record straight that Councilman
Denise Malinowski.
Maxwell is present.
Hassan Saab,
Present.
Tom Wencel.
Present.
Mr. Chair, you have a call.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Next up, we have the Pledge of Allegiance. We're gonna have my buddy Marco in the back lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which we stand, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Marco. You all may be seated. Next up, we have, I don't see the recognition thing on here. What is it?
It is.
Okay, it is right now over there. No street.
Before agenda approval. Okay, next up, we have recognition by Councilman Ahmad. Will you please, okay. Head over there. Why don't you, buddy? You know, one thing about Councilman Ahmad, before he starts this recognition, we're gonna recognize him. For the last 2 years, he's been doing these recognition plaques to business owners, people in our community. He's somebody that truly cares and puts his best foot forward every time for this council. And so, Councilman, thank you very much. You do. Yep,
Hello.
yep, we can hear you.
Thank you, Council Chair. Good evening, everyone. Council Chair, tonight's recognition is truly heartwarming for me personally. I was invited by Madam Treasurer to meet this amazing group of individuals, and I absolutely love them and the incredible work they do. It's my honor this evening to recognize a truly inspiring group of individuals who have shown us the meaning of resilience, compassion, and community. In the difficult days following COVID-19 pandemic, many of us were left feeling isolated and unaware of how to move forward. For many seniors in our city, this time was especially painful. Some lost spouses, others lost friends, and all of them lost a sense of connection. But out of that loss, something beautiful was born. Thanks to the vision and heart of Brenda Bauman, the Circle of Friends program was created, a safe space where seniors could gather, share, laugh, and heal. What started as a way to coop and connect soon became something much more. Brenda was soon joined by a group of compassionate and dedicated women who helped bring this vision to life: Linda, Donna, Corinne, and Carmen. Together, they built something remarkable, transforming moments of grief into a lasting force of good. Circle of Friends quickly evolved to a movement of giving. These seniors began preparing gift bags filled with essential toiletries, items as many of us take for granted, and delivered them to nursing homes, places of worship, and partners like Forgotten Harvest. Their act of kindness have reached some of our city's most vulnerable and often overlooked residents. But they're not stopping there. This group has now set their sights on giving back to our youngest residents, kindergarten students right here in our city, proving that compassion spans every generation and that it's never too late to make a difference. Circle of Friends is more than a program. It's a living example of community truly means. It reminds us that healing comes through connection, that service can turn grief into hope, and that the human spirit is strongest when we lift each other up. On behalf of the city and this council, I'm proud to honor Circle of Friends and its founder, Brenda Bowman, along with Linda, Donna, Corinne, and Carmen, and Madam Treasurer, for their incredible dedication and heartfelt service to our community. Please join me in recognizing and celebrating this remarkable woman and the impact they continue to make. All right.
To our friends here from Circle of Friends, I want you to know that when Councilman Ahmad reached out to me after hanging out with you guys at the Berwyn Center, he was so touched. And he said, you know, when I think of public service, when I think of why I'm serving, it's the connection that I can have with the residents that really opened me up today. And he was so like heart-founded by it. He was actually so touched, and like he went on to continue to talk about it. And I'm like, what are you saying? What is this Circle of Friends? And he was so touched by it. And I want you guys to know that you guys are touching so many lives, but even some of our greatest leaders in our community today were so touched by this, and we're so appreciative that you guys are here in the city of Dearborn Heights. And this wasn't just something where you guys dwelled on from losses and passings of family members and friends during some of the hardest times this country has ever faced. This brought you guys stronger, bolder, and we stood here together. And so I want to recognize you guys as well and thank you guys so much. And really, as we know, Councilman Ahmad could be potentially a little bit sensitive and a little bit emotional. He was extremely touched by this. And so we thank you guys and thank you for bringing this to light and recognize them to everybody here in the city of Dearborn Heights. Congratulations, guys. Who's Brenda?
Councilman.
Right there.
You're famous. You're famous.
I am.
I
I am.
You join the thing.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, thank you.
Please, everybody join us.
We're celebrating you.
Bob, Nancy, are you guys?
Yeah, we need high chair.
You're gonna have to have a back row.
Sideways. Sideways.
Oh, wait. Ready?
One more right over here, one more right over here.
Marvin's got to have her kiss.
Yeah, she's the official photographer.
You want
photography? Yeah.
All right, circle on friends on three. 1, 2, 3. You
Circle of friends.
guys already said it. I love that.
Just a few words by our amazing Brenda Bowman, please.
Thank you, everyone. This did start out as a one person wanting to fulfill a dream. I had asked the Lord, if I can help one person, then I've done my job. We have had over 30 ladies. I feel that I have done my job. I thank the city of Dearborn Heights for this recognition. It's very, very dear to my heart. Thank you, Lisa, for coming. Lisa's now one of my ladies. I can't tell you enough how much we enjoy her coming every week. She comes for the relaxation, she says. Without I call them my staff, but they're my right hands. Without Linda, my vice president, my other right hands, they're my assistants, Donna and Corinne and Carmen. Carmen does our photography every week. We're on Facebook. You can follow us. And for the first time in a year, I'm going to mention it and put it out there. We have open enrollment. So we're taking new members. So thank you again. This was very, very dear to my heart, as I said. Thank you, Council.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Before we go on with our meeting, I also want to recognize in the room, seems like we have some high school students here that are with us. Why don't you guys come up, one of you or all of you guys get up and just tell us what school you're with, what your project entails. By the way, they haven't told me anything. I'm just kind of throwing them out into the woods today. But I remember doing this when I was in high school, and I just kind of want you guys to kind of tell us what's going on here. Please state your name though.
My name is Mushtaba Shamar. We all go to Crestwood High School. We're all juniors and we're taking AP Gov. we're here. We have an assignment. It was due in December, but we wanted to, really we wanted to do it early,
Oh, yeah.
right? And we're basically just supposed to summarize what happens every 5 minutes. And we just got here, but not much written down yet.
Just know that you can summarize that you've already got up to get up and speak publicly, so.
Yeah,
Which teacher is this? Mr. Shabo?
Mr. Kaderka.
Mr. Kaderka? All
Yeah,
right, good man.
thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Round of applause. Man, you guys are cheesing hard, huh? Next up, we have our agenda approval.
Council Chair,
Councilman Saab, I knew you were gonna jump up to it.
I move that the Dearborn Heights City Council approve the agenda for the regular meeting of September 23, 2025, as submitted.
Support.
Motion made by Councilman Saab, seconded by Councilman Ahmad. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? The ayes have it, motion carries. Next up is approval of the minutes. Minutes of the special meeting of September 9th, 2025.
Council Chair,
Councilman Ahmad.
I move that the Dearborn Heights City Council approve the minutes for the special meeting of September 9th, 2025, as outlined in 4-A.
Second.
Motion made by Councilman Ahmad, seconded by Councilwoman Breyer. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? The ayes have it, motion carries. Next up is 4B, minutes of the regular meeting of September 9th, 2025.
Council Chair,
Councilman Saab.
move that the Dearborn Heights City Council approve the minutes for the regular meeting of September 9, 2025, as submitted as.
Support.
Motion made by Councilman Saab, seconded by Councilman Ahmad. Any discussion on that? Hearing none, all in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? The ayes have it, motion carries. Next up is public hearings and public comments. You have 2 minutes. If you've asked for an additional minute or two. I know that there's one resident that reached out to me, Bruce. He asked for 2 additional minutes, so I will honor that. And I have one other resident that asked for 1 additional minute. All right. Are you speaking as a treasurer or are you speaking as a resident?
Speaking as the treasurer.
Okay.
Good evening, honorable body, council chair, members of our audience and online as well. And of course, Madam Clerk. I shared this with everybody, but I wanted to read it real quick because we've had a lot of phone calls in the treasurer's office because this is kind of a first for them. The summer tax bill reminder letters we mailed out before the tax deadline. The reason we did that, we did it with purpose. Instead of mailing a reminder bill a month or 2 after it's due, and now you incurred a bunch of late charges, we actually were proactive. And we sent out ahead of time, so if somebody had not paid their bill or they forgot or time got away from them, they knew and they were able to get it in on time and avoid late fees. So that was a courtesy, proactive choice to remind our taxpayers so they could avoid late fees. The treasurer's office also honored tax payments received on September 3rd. And if you look at your calendar, that's right after the holiday, the day after, because being closed, we honored that. So in closing, real quick, the 2025 summer tax bill reminder letters were a first, and that I know of for many, many years, that we sent out before the tax deadline to communicate with our taxpayers as a courtesy. Our goal was to prevent late fees from being added to tax bills. Since I, as treasurer, am prohibited from removing late fees per state statute under the General Tax Act 206 of 1893. If anybody has any questions, please contact me directly at 313-791-3417. Thank you.
Thank you so much, treasurer. Let's give her a round of applause. All right, next up, we have the Honorable Vince Zbosnik. Please state your name, the city you live in, and the street that you live on.
It's the Honorable Vince Zbosnik. Good evening, everybody. My name is Vince Zbosnik, skinny little Polak. Columbia Street, Dearborn Heights, Wayne County. What about my haircut? Oh, with a nice haircut. Oh, yes. It's natural too. Anyway, what I want to get here is, I've talked to some people and I've noticed myself that the mayor's office is vacant. Now, with that being said, with the mayor's office is vacant, obviously either he's not here or he's just roaming the hallways doing nothing. So I suggest this body of council take action tonight and elect the council chair as mayor of Dearborn Heights to get this city going forward and quit screwing around. Let's get things done. Who knows where Mr. Bilal Bazi is? He's floating around somewhere. Nobody knows. Maybe Roger knows, or maybe not. But that's what I suggest. Since nobody seems the office is cleared out. It's all dark, nothing in there. And nobody hears from the administration to answer if he's been around or not. So he was here yesterday? Okay. What was he do? Visiting, passing out cookies, what? Okay.
Point for the council chair.
So that's what I would like to see happen tonight. As far as I'm concerned, he needs to turn in his letter of resignation, and let's move forward with Mr. Baydoun as new mayor.
How you doing, ma'am? Honorable Angela Venegas. Please
Good
state your
evening,
name and
guys.
city.
Angela Venegas,
Yep.
Dearborn Heights, Dwight Street. Kind of want to start off with just the council meetings in general lately, the past few meetings. The vibe that's in the room has been very obnoxious. You guys need to get along a little bit better. It seems like it's just been kind of angry lately. You guys just need to tone it down a little bit, I think. It's just made for a bad public, presentation out there. Just a tidbit there. Then I wanted to bring up a house next door to me. No, not the Airbnb, the other side of me, a rental home. That I turned in ordinance department on 8/6, which would have been August 6th. I paid the $6.50 to look up the house, so I had access to it for 30 days since on BSNA that we as taxpayers pay for anyways, but then I have to in turn pay for to look up anything I need to look up. And they actually didn't come out and even look at the house until 8/26. And I turned it in because it's weeds higher than the chain link fence. The vines are growing everywhere. There's bushes that look like trees. And they came out 8/26. They viewed their thing is they viewed the backyard, which still has weeds all along the fence line. Had to schedule for follow-up. I changed the follow-up to 9/11/25. Well, 9/11/25 is passed. So now we're over a month due. And their next scheduled isn't until 9/24. So here we're going a month and a half on a house that I turned in. And I thought we had 7 to 10 days. I don't understand what our procedures are. We have residents up here continuously, and I'm one of them, about blight. And we wonder why things aren't being taken care of. And I just wondered if somebody on council can follow up and see what's going on in our ordinance department and why things aren't getting done.
Council Chair.
Real quick, Councilman, maybe Mariana can speak.
And I just want to say this house, 5 pages of ordinance violations. This isn't anything new. It's occurring all the time. And she can come up and say what she wants, but at this point, I just think everything's an excuse.
Sorry, yeah, I don't have the details on the property, but I can look it up tonight and see what's going on with the director.
Okay, why don't you write down the address for her?
Council Chair.
Yes, sir, Councilman.
I actually reached out to the ordinance department myself. I had them go out there. They assured me they would follow up within a few days. I guess that did not happen. I did see it. The backyard looks absolutely horrendous.
Yeah,
So
you've
there's
been
a
there.
House across the street too.
Yep.
I mean, it doesn't excuse anybody to have a house like that in a neighborhood or anybody's backyard.
No.
It's on enforcement. The ordinance should be enforced.
And they also written it up, there was two or three different types of weeds that were actually poisonous. And they shouldn't, so it's a hazard. And then I wanted to bring up the sycamore trees again, and I have video if you guys like to see it. Big branch fell directly onto the sidewalk. No wind, no nothing, green branch. Kids are riding their bikes up and down. The city, seriously, if you guys are not gonna cut the trees down, we need to start trimming them back. Some child's gonna get hurt, or an adult, or anybody. Those trees are dangerous, and this wasn't like a small branch. It was huge. It would have put somebody in the hospital. We just need to start taking care of things a little bit better. And then I'd like to say something to residents too. This happened to me this week. Trash company obviously compacted their garbage in front of my house. And when they compacted the garbage, somebody had thrown away paint in the garbage, bright blue metallic paint. So when they compacted the garbage, I had bright blue paint, which I spent a half hour to 45 minutes yesterday cleaning out in front of my house. So residents, you guys need to be more conscious of what you're doing and realize that your things that you do, other people, there's consequences and other people have to take care of your actions. And you guys know I have a very clean house and you know, and then cars riding by, anybody who had a white car, any color car, blue paint all up and down your car. People just need to start being more aware of what's
Do
going
better.
on.
Yep.
Do better. We as a neighbor, need to do better. And I want to give a shout out to our police department. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Angela, for always recognizing our police department and coming here and speaking and being an active trooper to the city of Dearborn Heights. Anyone else in the audience? Hey, you man, please state your name, the city you reside in, and the street that you live on. You got 2 minutes.
Renee Myrna, Annapolis, Dearborn Heights. You guys look kind of worried, okay? I'm saving my good stuff for later. But I wanted to say, Circle of Friends, you guys saved my neighbor. My neighbor lost her husband and her brother within days of each other. They both were at the same hospital at the same time. And her sister-in-law started coming to Circle of Friends, and she pulled her in because we were quite worried about her. She just didn't seem to be coming around. And going to Circle of Friends, she was so excited to show up to the meetings and all that. And right now, her health is a little issue, but if you guys can reach out to her, I'll tell you who she is later. But you guys really were just instrumental in bringing her out of grief, like horrible grief. So, you know, support the Dearborn Heights programs because I'm telling you, you guys are awesome.
Anyone else in the audience? Seeing none, I'm going to take it to Zoom. Madam Clerk, I want you to know that Bruce does not have his hand up, but he has requested 2 additional minutes to speak. I don't think he knows how to put his hand up. He may or may not, but Bruce, I see you laughing. So if you do know how to put your hand up, raise your hand on the app and so that we know, not physically, but
Okay, we know where.
you see, if you look at Dana's name, how it has a hand up next to his name, that lets us know that you're asking to speak. You don't know how to do it, don't worry about it. I'm not gonna judge you on it.
Did she unmute him?
No, we're gonna go with Dana first, but I was just trying to explain to Bruce for future. Mr. Parrish, I hate to give your name away, but please state your name, the city you reside in, the street that you live on. You have 2 minutes.
We can change it. Good evening, council. Dana Parrish, Grinley Park, Dearborn Heights. Sorry about my voice again. I wanted to ask one thing. You can get with later about responding, sir. But we talked about Van Born corridor, the new businesses complying with the ordinance. You can hit that up, after. I wanted to talk about something else. We have 3 branches of government, like the federal government is. They're supposed to be separate but equal. The judicial does not work for the executive. Now, we talked last time on the 9th about the situation, obviously that I've been passionate about regarding the courts being up to speed with or in line with the fines and penalties that the council is trying to get set up with the among other things, our blight issues and the ordinances with the short-term rentals. And Council Chair, you answered, and I believe everything that you told me. And it was at like 3 hours and 22 minutes of the meeting. And I'm gonna try and quote as best I can. You said that you spoke to both judges and they said, look, if the administrative wants us to follow strict resolution, we'll follow strict resolution. If the administrative wants us to be lenient, then we'll be lenient. It's ultimately the pressure those guys want us to apply. And then in addition, it said, we take the order based on how the administration wants us to take the order. That to me sounds an awful lot like the judicial branch is taking orders from the executive branch. And I honestly don't care who the executive is, whether it's you or it's Ms. Malinowski Maxwell, or if it's the current executive. They should not be taking orders from anyone. That's why I suggested a long time ago when you had that blight meeting 2 years ago, that they should be on board and listen to what the residents want, because after all, they're elected officials, as you are and as the executive is.
Mr. Parrish, I'm going to give you 10 more seconds. Sorry, your
Yeah.
time was up. I'm sorry.
No, and I'm kind of concerned why we have judges who are telling you that they're going to follow what the executive wants. That's unfortunately, that sounds like our current federal system, and that's wrong. It's wrong.
Yep.
And I want to know why our elected judges now are working for our elected mayor, whether it's whoever it is. It's wrong.
Yep. Thank you. I agree with you. Thank you, Mr. Parrish. And if you know anything about Mr. Parrish, he's extremely passionate. You can even see Barb giving you a round of applause, or she's raising her hand. I don't know which one. I don't know. Next up, we have Bruce Kane. He has 2 additional minutes.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Please state your name, the city you reside in, and the street that you live on, Bruce.
Bruce Kane, Dearborn Heights, and I live on Havelock. And I'll try to go as fast as I can. I've been an activist all the way back to the Vietnam War, which means I'm old. Lately, I've been writing against globalist policies. I think the most dangerous is the coming digital ID and digital currency, but you know, there's nothing we can talk about before the council on this. But there are things we can do on a local level, and I hope to inspire activists to push their local governments to oppose some of these globalist policies through their city councils. A few weeks back, I got contacted by a Dearborn Heights resident. Apparently, she remembered me when I tried to stop the installation of smart electrical meters back in 2012. She asked if I had received notice regarding the mandatory installation of smart water meters. I got my first notice a few days later. Now, the reason we couldn't refuse a smart electric meter is because the utilities own the meters and the Public Utility Commission, PUC, trumps the authority of the city council. Similarly, with the installation of 5G, the FCC trumps the authority of both the state and the city. But the odd thing is that smart meters in 2009, 5G in 2019, and smart water meters in 2025 have all been rolled out globally and at the same time. All 3 of these technologies allow increased surveillance and control of the global population. The pandemic and the mRNA gene editing shots, which killed 17 million people worldwide, was also orchestrated globally and at the same time. So there must be an unelected global government that somehow supersedes the sovereignty of nations, states, and cities, right? That is the only way that these technologies could be rolled out globally at the same time. It should also be obvious that this unelected global cabal is represented by the United Nations, the World Economic Forum, the World Health Organization, and other NGOs. These groups are composed of the richest and most powerful people on our planet and do not represent the interests of the people. I think it's time we challenge their authority. No one elected them. I don't want a smart water meter. I'm already paying an extra $10 a month to opt out of the smart electric meters because I didn't want to be exposed to the EMF radiation, the dirty electricity, and the surveillance that these electric meters are capable of. Also, I don't want a smart meter that is going to cost the citizens of Dearborn Heights about $1,300 in installation. And each of us will bear the cost in higher water rates. There's no free lunch. Sadly, in these matters, the city of Dearborn Heights is not governed by our city council, but by an unelected global cabal. The same is true for every city throughout the planet. I hope the next mayor, whether it be Mo or Maxine, will do everything they can to implement the following 6 actions. 1, no smart meters on people's homes. 2, no forced vaccination of teachers, students, and public school workers. 3, no fluoride in our water supply. 4, no chemical spraying over our cities. 5, no further expansion of 5G and 6G technologies. And 6, no further LGBTQ, DEI, ESG, or CRT indoctrination in our schools. I think it is time we all begin to rise up to the unelected globalist cabal that is poisoning us with EMF radiation, deadly mRNA gene editing shots, neurotoxic fluoride in our water supply, and nanoparticle toxins in our skies through geoengineering and chemtrails. I just think it is time we stop allowing this globalist cabal to indoctrinate our children through mindless, woke ideologies embedded in school curriculums. The school has no legitimate reason to expose children to these warped sexual and social ideologies. Instead, we should be teaching them the golden rule. We treat others as we'd like to be treated ourselves, and critical thinking. We should also focus on making our students proficient in reading, writing, and math. I hope the next mayor pursues these 6 anti-globalist actions for both the good of our community and our children.
Thank you. You're spot on. You did it exactly in the time that you requested. Thank you, Bruce, and we appreciate your activism and all that you do. Thank you.
Sure.
All right. Seeing none, anyone else in the audience on Zoom, we'll move on to 6 fund transfers and current claims. Councilman Saab.
Council Chair, I make a motion that the Dearborn Heights City Council approve the current claims in ACH wire transfers 6-1 through 6-41 and 6-43 through 6-69 is submitted.
Support.
Motion made by, I almost said Bruce, by Councilman Saab, seconded by Councilman Ahmad. Any discussion?
Yes, Council Chair.
Councilman Saab, let me get my pen ready. Let me, sorry, as I know you always got something up your sleeve. All right.
All right. Before I remove these items, I want to ask administration, were the legal fees that we asked last time for the checks to be written out to the law firms, were they paid? The Maddie, Comptroller? Nope, okay.
Council Chair.
Hang on, I'll let you go after Councilman Saab.
So Council Chair, I want to remove 45, 46,
Hold on.
47,
45, 46, 47.
48, 49, 56,
47, 45, 46, 47,
48,
48,
49,
49.
56,
Which one's 56? Okay, 56. 61.
I'm trying, I haven't gotten there. Take 61 out too. Wait,
There's 61.
was that the one with no back?
Wait a minute. Oh, there it is. Wait, turn.
I think there wasn't a backup.
Nope, they put it. And then one more.
You have it right here, buddy.
No, I'm looking for. It's 1 second. Sorry, folks. Moran, where is it at? I know it was on here. 25,000, is that the backup?
It's
or-
number
It did, Plymouth did have a backup house.
Okay, that's it.
Motion made by Councilman Saab to remove 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 56, and 61. Any other discussion?
I'm sorry, what's the numbers again, Council Chair?
45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 56, and 61. Councilman Saab, can you explain to the public as to why you're asking to remove and not pay these?
Sure. So when the council gives a directive to the administration to pay bills and they refuse to pay them, And they want to dictate what bills can be paid and what bills can be paid on legal fees. We're not gonna pay any legal fees that they submit until everybody else's, payments have been submitted and paid off. That's why
Basically-
it's not fair for the administration to pick and choose who gets paid and not the other one. So it's either you pay everybody or nobody's gonna get paid. And if we gotta go through legal action, that's fine.
So basically, Councilman Saab was saying, he wants the equal, playing field, is what he's saying.
Council Chair. Council Chair.
Yes, sir.
I truly understand where Councilman's coming from, but like I said last time, two wrong does not make a right. If you want to stop the payment of somebody who's not making those checks, let's stop the salary for whoever is not authorizing those checks. But to not to pay somebody who already did service to the city, I think this is not okay. I mean, I refuse to be like some people in the administration. I refuse to be like them. So I'm not gonna go ahead and punish somebody that did nothing to the city. All they did is services and they need to get paid. Like the other people need to get paid too as well. That's the way I look at it. I mean, I see where you're coming from, but I cannot punish somebody else for somebody else's mistake, to be honest with you. So, I don't know. I wish the council does not go with this. I mean, if you want to, let's put a stop payment on somebody's salary. Whoever is stopping those checks, can we do that? I don't know. Can we do that?
You think the comptroller is gonna obey that?
Well, I'll make a motion. If we could do that, I'll make a motion to stop payment on whoever is stopping those checks. I'll put a motion to stop their pay.
It's the mayor. You
It's-
can't stop the mayor.
Council Chair.
Council Chair,
Hang
let
on.
me just a response to
I'm
him.
gonna let you guys respond. Everybody calm down. Hang on. Like Angela said today, we're gonna have a really followed good through meeting today. Please. Please, guys, one meeting right here, guys, please. Are you done?
The councilwoman, she's saying that what happened before and it can be done.
Okay.
And I was asked, honestly, Mayor Bill, when he was on council, did it to one of the employees.
Okay, give me 1 second. I'm gonna go to Roger and then Councilman Saab and then the honorable uncle of everybody's favorite, Robert Constant.
Grandpa,
Uncle.
yes, sir.
Yeah.
Council Chair, thank you for, I would say that, as, reiterating what Council Ahmed said, you're punishing, attorneys who've done work on behalf of the city to protect the city. In me carrying out my function jobs, I have to have the lawyers knowing that they're going to be paid, not it's at the discretion of Mr. Saab to bring something like that forward. They've done jobs in terms of representing the city in tree litigation, water litigation, different types of lawsuits not covered by MMRMA. So you're putting the city at risk. You're preventing me from doing my job to protect the city. And you're in violation of the federal injunction, which was upheld again yesterday in federal court. So I would say Mr. Saab is in violation and puts the whole council in violation of the federal injunction. It's preventing the Corporation Council from doing their job in carrying out the protections of the city. And it's for a retribution or retaliation purpose. I of course have no say on who gets paid, not paid, but I'm just saying that how the council has an affirmative obligation to carry out its duties to protect the city. Part of that encompasses lawyers doing their job who've done excellent job, but we can't just unilaterally stop paying people for doing their work. Just like you can't, when we approve contracts, we've got 3 lawsuits now because people have said, some councilman has said, no, we don't want to pay the contracts approved and by council and by administration for whatever reason. It's gotten us into 3 lawsuits now. We have others that are out there that need to be taken care of that we can't arbitrarily decide because one person is not paid and representing the council, quote, by administration, quote unquote, not to pay the other functions that need to be done. So therefore, I am putting an objection on the record. I'm saying we're in violation of the city the charter and in violation of the federal injunction should you take this action and go forward.
Thank you so much, Roger. I just want to also put on the record that this is not a retaliation at Roger whatsoever. I think this is a retaliation of saying, rightfully so, just like our special legal counsel is here to protect the city of Dearborn Heights, and we're 7 of us here unanimously voted for, administration should also follow through to prevent the city from having any more lawsuits like they've already allowed. And so we're saying, just like you are, please pay the individuals. I know, Roger, you're against paying them. which I think is,
No, please don't put words in my mouth,
I would
Council
like-
Chair. I respect you, but don't disrespect me by doing that.
sorry.
I never said that to you, and I would never disrespect you by.
Then do you agree they need to get paid?
Chair. I'm not gonna say I have a decision either way. The case that came up in 2020, the city council's proposal to hire their lawyer was rejected 3 times by Judge Muriel Hughes because the contract did not match, the retainer agreement did not match the charter and the charter controls. You don't get 2 separate corporation counsel and you can label it special counsel. You get 1 and you voted on it. You don't get to get a second one. No matter Miyake gets up here and says what he wants to say. The federal judge was very clear yesterday to uphold the federal injunction and it stands.
Thank you, Roger. I just also want to be clear, just a simple yes or no, brother.
Sorry.
Do you think the people that did work for the city, like Ogletree, should not get paid?
You're asking me if people who did work for us, they absolutely have to be paid. Why shouldn't they?
Right. So do you think Mr. Miyake and Tarek Turfy need to be paid?
Did they work for the city or did he work for the council? Did he work in violation of the charter? Or did he work in violation
Point of order.
of
Hey, guys, point of order.
And did he
Hey,
comply with the
guys,
charter? Is the
Point of
retainer
order,
agreement?
point of order, Roger.
So therefore,
Council
Okay,
Chair.
thank you. I love
that's a,
I love you.
That's a-
I want you to know I love you. Today is Tuesday, September 23rd. I don't want you to think that any of this is a retaliation because I want you to know I truly love
just saying, it was said as retaliation last meeting. It was on the
Hey,
agenda.
I just want you to know I truly love you. All right, as a person.
Love
we
you
love
too, Mo.
Thank you.
Okay, Council Chair.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
So I just want to go back to some comments Roger made. Number one is when we opposed paying contracts, it was contracts that were in place for a certain amount and amounts outside of the council's limits were approved without the council's approval. That's why we decided not to pay those contracts. Money was put additional, over $1,500 was approved without coming back to council. That's number one. Number two, Roger, you and the administration have personally told business owners to go ahead, file lawsuits against the city. We will settle with you. And we put that on the record already. Number three is, who approved the contracts for these attorneys that we're paying? It wasn't the council. And what I'm saying is that we have a duty, you're saying the federal injunction, to continue the city business as the administration is stopping the payment that's a directive from an elected body. You or the mayors, the administration don't dictate who gets paid. The council does. And when the council gives a directive to the administration to pay somebody and they don't pay them because you don't like them, that becomes an issue with council. And if you're gonna put bills that you want us to approve that benefit you and the mayor and not the city, well, we also have a representation too that they work in the best interest of the city and work for the city. And they're not getting paid. So this has nothing to do with retaliation or anything else. All this has to do is saying is when we give you something to pay, pay it.
O'Reilly and Ogletree
Okay,
Council
please,
Chair
point of order.
prior to my
Response.
in 2022.
Point of order, please. We're gonna go through the chair, Roger, please.
Yeah, I was talking to you, Chair.
No, but you gotta say council chair, and then I'll give you
Oh, I'm
the,
so
please,
sorry.
like, you know, when you're in court and you say your honor, and then they say, go ahead. Let's, I know you're an attorney, you're a
Thank you,
attorney.
Judge. Thank you.
Thank you.
Roger doesn't say that.
Please go through the chair, Councilman, please. Thank you. Next up, we're gonna follow proper policy and procedure here, Roger. Please, the Honorable Robert Conson.
Thank you, Council Chair. I understand Councilman Saab's intent. He makes a good point. This has been an issue with past administrations, but a more direct way to do it instead of, because the practical effect will be that we don't pay some of the other attorney vendors. So then we get lawsuits and there are more problems and people from outside the city say, hey, don't do business with City of Dearborn Heights, you don't get paid. A more direct way to do it would be to pass a resolution that the administration pay the outstanding invoices, legal invoices forthwith. And if they don't, then we can take further legal action.
We're in so much legal actions because of this administration, it's crazy. Like lawsuits, they're not free. It's costing us more money, more money. You know, but there's a motion on the table. All right, Chair.
I'd like to get that payment of.
Councilman Wencel.
Thank you. I was contacted by a concerned resident about item 13, the background checks the police department are doing. There's subcontracting it out now. It used to be done by the police department. And they're charging, I think $1,500 a piece for the background checks. And I was wondering if there's anybody from the police department or gonna speak on that.
I know there's a Detective Sneer from the Dearborn Heights Police Department is on. I'm not sure if he can speak on that, but if you'd like, I can ask Madam Clerk to unmute him. That is expensive.
Are these for multiple,
Each one, $1,500 per.
1,500 each.
it's cheaper for a police officer to go about $10.
How you doing, sir? Can you hear us?
Yes, Council Chair, I can.
I don't know if we're throwing you off guard, but Councilman Wencel had a question about the $1,500 background check. And it seems like we used to do it in-house, he's saying, and now we're doing it outside. Can you brief us on that? If you have any information?
Yes, Council Chair, the only thing I can speak on in regards to that is that the police department we used to have the ability to do in-house the backgrounds. I would refer any other questions to that to the police administration. I don't know why it is being subcontracted out. And that's all I really can speak on that. That's an administrative question.
Is the police chief on today? What number is that again? Is it
13.
13?
Yeah.
I'll take 13 off. That's,
Does this need to be approved by us?
I don't even know. I mean, you would think it's $3,000. Wouldn't this company have to have come before us regardless, Madam Clerk?
Yeah.
Mariano? I know it's contractual. I know we used to have a different firm that used to do it.
Yep. Piper
When Jared Hart was here.
It's Piper.
Pfeiffer, yeah. You can speak on it.
That used to be Piper Investigations and then they switched to them on investigations.
Okay, so why didn't we go out for bids on it?
I'm not aware of that.
You guys, I know you're not aware, but you guys like. Please nothing from the audience. Thank you.
Yeah, honestly, I don't know when it switched myself. I would have to ask HR about that change, but the reason it did go out to contract was because it was ultimately cheaper because a lot of the police officers were doing background checks during work time, and it also releases the city from any liability in the future because you are pretty much hiring your peers. So having a third party do it, it is safer for the community, it is more protected for the city, and they're doing it in a more efficient manner. So they typically turn around a background check in around 2 to 3 weeks, whereas before it was taking us months to get it done because they had to do police work and then on the side background checks.
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and I at least want to table this for now. Until we can do go out for at least some type of bid process.
Okay.
Chair,
I'll put on a note to put it out for bid.
sorry.
Yep.
Um,
Well, I'm sorry,
I-
one second, Councilman Wencel.
I mean, they're gonna decide to put it out for bids now. I mean, why did they do it in the first place? It's just a big red flag.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I agree with you, man. I swear, that's crazy.
Okay, we're gonna take it off for now.
You know what's funny? When I saw it, I remember we voted for a company, but I didn't remember if this was the same company or not. What was the other company called? What was the company we voted for?
Kodak,
What was it?
Kodak, Dakota. No,
Dakota. That's what it was. It was Dakota. The gentleman showed up here. He had a hat on backwards. I remember.
Kodak Group,
Dakota Group.
yes.
Yeah,
That wasn't.
they were in your office.
But that wasn't for, no, that wasn't for,
Yes, it was. It was
No,
for serving.
they used to serve, not to.
Yeah, that was
Serving.
that was to serve papers. It wasn't to do that.
Never mind. That's what I thought it was. I thought it was originally with Coda.
But this one, I'm not aware has gone out to bid, but I'll make sure that it goes out to bid.
Well, I mean, how do we?
I-
They were
Going forward. I can't-
We gonna get sued for not paying this company?
You can get sued by not paying anybody that did work for the
Yeah.
city.
What number? That's 13?
13.
Yeah.
Councilman Wencel, would you like to remove that?
Yes, I would, please.
Okay, so we're gonna also amend to remove
I do
13.
have a question.
Hold on, let me make sure Councilman Wencel's done, guys. Hang on, I know who's asking. Councilman Wencel, anything else?
That's it.
Thank you. Councilman Saab.
Council Chair, just to question this, I see these are saying police reserves. Was this open for applicants?
Councilman Saab, I don't know. You can talk to the chief on that.
Because it says HR down here. That's who it's signed by.
That
Is
would
it-
be HR.
Is HR here?
I don't know.
And were these positions put out online? People can apply or?
I'm not 100%
Hang on one
now, every
second,
single.
Nikki, please 1 second. Is
I thought you asked
HR,
a question to me.
No.
HR is not on. Mariana, can you speak on it? HR is on. Please raise your hand if you're an iPhone.
I don't see him right now, but yes, all the police positions are posted on the city website and applied by multiple candidates. Again, we'll do some digging into if this changed names, if Pfeiffer became this company or something, because I'm not aware of.
I'm not speaking about police officer positions, speaking about the police reserve.
The reserves are also always open for any applicants. These are not handpicked or anybody interested can apply. They just have to reach out.
Anything else? All right. Well, motion made by Councilman Saab to remove 45, 46, 47, 48, 50, 49, 56, 61, and on 13.
I have one question.
Hang on 1 second. Hang on 1 second. Can I get a second on this?
Second, or
No, you made the motion. Can somebody make a second?
I just wanna add-
All right, seconded by Councilman Wencel.
whatever.
All right, now that we have this new motion on here, Madam Clerk, do you have that? Sally, you guys good? The original motion was not to remove anything. The new motion is to remove 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 56, 61, and 13. Gentlemen from Crestwood, do you have that? Good.
Can we,
Gary.
I was confused. I heard it.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna hear from Gary as well, if that's okay.
No problem. So
Council
50 is
Chair.
not,
You're all set.
Council Chair,
Yes, sir.
can we put my 13 on a separate motion?
No, you're just removing it off. We're not paying them. We're eliminating it. We're sending it back to the administration. Not on a motion.
Council Chair, I think he means because he might want 13 off. He doesn't want the other stuff off. That's what you mean?
No, I'm thinking, I definitely want 13 of these other things off, but I got an idea. I got a feeling that everyone here will not vote for all those things that Councilman Saab wants
Well,
off.
we can take it. If that doesn't pass, we'll have another motion added back on.
Okay,
If this one fails, we can have another motion.
okay.
Okay? Well, let me go through Gary. Councilman Watts, are you done?
Yes, thank you.
Okay.
I came up here because Councilman Saab appeared to want me to address an issue. If there is some general issue that needs to be addressed,
About removing a bill with an injunction in place?
I believe it's within your legal right. The injunction does not prevent you from doing things which you are legally able to do. This is about your decision as a council to essentially exercise your authority to try to make the administration do what it should do. I believe you have that authority. The court basically denied our motion to set aside the preliminary injunction without prejudice and said no one should read into that. It's not a decision on the merits. It is a decision that the court wants more facts and probably in the context of motion for summary judgment. So given that the court hasn't sanctioned the city council in any fashion in the past for its purported violations, and our position was that the city council had acted within its legal authority, in this situation, I believe the city council could do so. I would note, however, that I think all of this is going to potentially be a moot point in a few months, like could be within a month, could be within a week. You know, I appreciate that the council and some council members want to make sure that not only Mr. Turfy's firm, but I also get paid. On the other hand, it's not like we're going to be dying in the meantime. And if the council feels that it would be a more reasonable action to go ahead and pay the other legal invoices, I personally would have no issue with that whatsoever. I think it might just make things faster if this was an issue where it was going to be going on for a year or something like that. But I think it's all going to be a moot point by the end of the year at the very latest, and potentially much sooner than that, given that there might be a vote on Thursday that can make a significant difference in terms of a vacancy being in the position of mayor or necessarily being required under the city charter as far as that goes. Oh,
Thank you.
Thank you.
Look, I think we should, Councilman, amend the motion to put these back on and just remove 13 and let's take the high road, kind of like Councilman Ahmad said here. And I think it would be humbling on all of our parts.
And I'll take special legal counsel's advice on it. Of
Okay, that's
But
very
approve
humble.
them,
You're a good
but-
man.
course I'm a good.
All right, calm down. Now you're not a good man. So will you amend your motion to remove these and only leave 13 on?
I amend my motion to only remove 13.
Okay, Councilman Wencel, will you go ahead and now, you see how we do that when we communicate? Will you second that? Okay, so motion made by Councilman Saab, seconded by Councilman Wencel. Mr. Council Ahmad, any discussion? Yes, go ahead.
Thank you, Councilman, Council Chair, and thank you, Councilman Saab, for taking that route. And thank you, Councilman Wencel, for bringing 13 up. And I have more questions on 21 through 27. Mr. Dancy, Duke's route, there's so many emergency cleanup. Was there any supervision on all this cleanup? And how come there's no list of all the job sites?
And then also, I'm gonna ask that we go back to the weight trim fee, 61, is that it? And remove that until they can give us an updated, backup for it.
Most of those Duke's root control emergency call outs are during storm events. There's oversight in the sense that our supervisors, obviously we get calls to the on-call supervisor. They go out, address the situation, have union employees come in, check sewer lids. Okay, this particular one's required to have a cleaning just to get it down and flowing to remove the immediate threat. And then Dukes will go back out, do more substantial cleaning and TVing. And then it just, you're seeing all those invoices now from storms or events that likely happened weeks, if not months ago, because their billing process does take a little bit longer, right? They gotta verify they're using the right structures, verify the video, send it to us so that we can actually take a look at it. Engineering takes a look at it, try to come up with some sort of plan for how much actual linear footage, actual structures. So all of those invoices have documentation with structures tied to them that then in turn we could find on a GPS, figure out the addresses, figure out the streets. So my assumption is that I've pushed Dukes to continue trying to make it easier to read some of the invoices so that it doesn't take me forever to figure out the exact locations of every time they go out. But the calls and the work from that company are still being done with the oversight really being after the fact. We don't have the resources to keep somebody on site all the time with a contractor in the middle of a storm, right? Our guys are either fixing main breaks, going out to get sewers that may back up down and flowing immediately with our Vector. We don't have any TVing capabilities, which as we kind of build out a 2, 5, 10, 15-year plan, I've been kind of surprised the city has never really invested in their own TVing equipment. It's not cheap. We're still looking at a few $100,000, $500,000. You're not just putting a iPhone down there on a rope. It's not going to work, but that's a lot of those. They do have locations that we could get. I will agree. Their invoicing is not as user friendly as it could be.
I mean, it's a one-page director for like 30 emergency cleaning. I mean, I wish they at least had the job site and the date. I know it says here from one of them, it says May 26th to June 1st. That's 4 days. At least if they could at least put exactly each job
Yeah,
site.
if you have an invoice number, I can send them to you where it's got all the sewer structures, the linear feet, the size of
I'm
pipe.
pretty much at least, I think at least, I mean, all of them, like this is from June 16 to June 22nd, there's 40 of them, emergency cleanup. I mean, at least if they can list exactly the job site and the date.
And they,
I think it would be
I've
easier
been
for you
trying to
guys
push them to make their invoices. So in that bottom, if I remember the invoice correctly, that bottom left-hand corner is usually blank for a little space. And I've been encouraging them to find some way to incorporate that in their invoices. Like I said, the backup comes because there's a lot of video files become very large, right? So in order to store them, they keep them somewhere. And so the emails will come in with the video footage and the locations and the job sites in their platform. And I've been trying to encourage them to fill out their invoice a little bit more. I still sign them because I know they're doing the work and the supervisors are out there and we have a record of it. But,
No, thank you. I see your
and
signature.
I
and
welcome your help to try.
I see your signature and I see your name right in here, so I
Yeah.
thank you for that. So we know exactly who signed that. But at least each invoice needs to show exactly the job site and the
Yeah.
date of that job.
Oh, I welcome
It'll-
you
it'll
to
be-
join
it'll
the
be easy for you
conversation
to-
with me and Dukes.
Please,
So, yeah.
thank you so much.
So you're moving them?
No, just.
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
I have a question as to why we still owe money to Wayne County and we now have interest due from September of 2019.
Mariana?
Which invoice are you referring to? Some of them I sign and some of them other members of the administration might sign.
Let me see that council.
We also have 23.
What item is it again? Sorry.
Money we owe to Wayne County. It was paid, I think, 300.
Hold on, I get it for you. It is line item.
But there's a few like stragglers that they missed.
Oh.
There are two from 23 and another.
Sorry, Mari just explained it to me. So do you recall the $3.3 million that we were withholding from the CSO? So these are a part of that. Apparently, there were a few invoices that had been missed that just came.
I recall. We were a lot, you know how much the fee is?
What do you mean by fee?
We have $35 a day in late fees. It added up to $2,205.
Late fee.
We got contractors, we can't even get them to fix the grass.
I'll communicate with them to see if they can give a credit for the late fee.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And to be exact, it's number 62. Yep, let me see. Or 63, the $24,845.69, 63. Okay, any other discussion? Motion made by Councilman Saab, seconded by Councilman Wencel to remove number 13. Any other discussion? Hearing none. All in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? The ayes have it. Motion carries. Next up is consideration of bids. 7A, Interim Comptroller Baydoun bid award, North Fire Station and South Fire Station roof repairs.
Council Chair.
Councilman Saab.
I move the Dearborn Heights City Council award bid for the north and the south fire station roof repairs to Armstrong Enterprises for a total cost not to exceed $177,400 in return. The bid bonds to the unsuccessful bidders. In addition, authorize the mayor, the clerk to sign the contract on behalf of the city. Furthermore, authorize the mayor and the comptroller to sign the necessary warrants and the treasurer to issue payment from account number 101-335-981-000. The following budget amendments will accompany the bid award. Increase capital outlay number 101-335-981-000 by $177,400, current balance $6,500. Decrease insurance MMRMA 101-200-911-000 by $100,000, current balance $690,973.08. Decrease workers' comp, account number 101-200-724-000 by $77,400. Current balance is $355,678.24 as outlined in 7A.
Support.
Motion made by Councilman Saab, seconded by Councilman Ahmad.
Council Chair.
Any discussion on this?
Yes. So, Council Chair, I'm looking at the bids and why are we going, Maddie? Our controller, from controller, why are we going with,
This?
with the second one, not the lowest bidder?
So the lowest bidder does not guarantee the leak protection for 3 years. If you look in the notes, on the right-hand side, bidder number one, the lowest bidder, does not guarantee a 3-year leak warranty, which essentially means if a leak happens, they're not coming out to fix it.
So, they guarantee their work where it leaks.
Their work.
Their work, exactly.
But the problem is then the second one guarantees a leak whether it's their work or the existing structure, because their work is supposed to go over the existing structure.
So that, to me, that doesn't make sense, because if I'm gonna go out and repair one sidewalk in front of your house, I'm gonna warranty that one slab of sidewalk in front of the house, not the whole entire sidewalk. Doesn't work that way.
I understand that, but from my knowledge, they are doing the entire roof repair. And it's the temporary fix for only 3 years until the new fire station can be built.
It's not a full roof repair.
I'm saying a temporary fix.
Yeah, but you're saying a full roof repair.
No, I'm saying a temporary.
I understand, but they're gonna warranty the work they do. They're not gonna warranty any other leaks down the road from them fixing an area where they might slope or water might go another place. That's what but their work is, is guaranteed. They're not gonna guarantee the whole roof. I understand that. The whole roof is not getting repaired.
No, what I'm saying is they won't, the second company is guaranteeing a leak-free 3 years.
Of their work.
The first company is doing it of their work. The second company is doing just a leak-free.
Where does that say that in their contract? Of the whole roof?
Councilman, we don't have to go back and forth with him. You give your recommendation.
I recommend going with another company.
Yeah. Why? Is it because you told me something earlier?
Right.
Just say what it is.
There's two things I'm looking at. First off, the first company, reading their contract. Yes, they're not gonna warranty other areas that pop out outside of the repair scope of the work they're doing, which is understandable. Second thing is, the one business we look to comes back to a house. The second company looked at has an actual business. One company's ran out of a house. Which I don't mind if it's ran out of the house. It's just that, believe me, I'm in this line of work. You don't
Look, I'm
guarantee
not an expert.
on a repair. Unless you get that in writing for me right now, I'm sure I wanna go with Shin Roofing.
The recommendation is to use who?
A bid for $160,898.
What's the name of the company?
Shane Roofing and Sheet Metal Incorporated.
Who did they recommend?
Armstrong Enterprises.
Do you want to amend your motion?
Yes.
I will say, when you amend the motion, you're gonna have to amend budget amendment 2.
Okay, you wanna go ahead and amend everything and bring it back to us, or email it?
Well, no, all you'd have to do is change the 77,400 for workman's comp down
Okay.
to
$168,000.
so $60,898.
How much?
You're using
Yeah,
a cheaper one.
yeah,
We're saving money.
Yeah, I mean, the whole point of why it was selected second is that Armstrong was guaranteeing a leak-free 3 years completely.
but
Shane was, I understand. That's what I'm relaying the message that I received from the engineer.
is Mr. Deeb here online today?
Yes.
Yeah, can you go ahead and unmute him, please?
I'm just presenting. I'm not an engineer.
No, we understand. Thank you.
But the scope of work that they're doing is a repair. What you're telling me is a whole, so if our roof leaks tomorrow from a different spot and didn't fix, you're telling me they're gonna come out and fix it?
From what I'm,
Fixing the door.
No,
let
they're
engineer
repairing
do.
the roof. There's a
Yes.
big difference.
Council?
Yes, Mr.
Can you
Deeb.
hear me? Okay, so the difference between the low bidder, so the specs, the actual bid require the contractor to examine current leaks as well as old patches. The roof on the North Fire Station has been patched before. So there are old patches that needed to be examined. They're way beyond their useful life. The second bidder, all bidders were required to examine all the patches and provide leak-free. Only the low bidder denied it, so they basically said no guarantees on leak. So they will guarantee their own work, but not, so old repairs are not guaranteed. And since we're gonna be in that building for at least 3 more years, we felt that a leak-free is warranted, and that's why the recommendation was made. So they are required in the scope of services to examine old patches.
Does it say that in their contract that they will not honor new old repairs? And if so, can you tell me where?
No, they put only what we do. We will honor our own repairs, nothing else.
Yeah. So if they fix a repair, they're gonna honor the repairs that they do. Only that they do, correct?
It's in there.
Yeah, like nobody's gonna come up and say, I'm gonna repair it, but if it leaks, hey, good luck. you know?
So it says no guarantees for leak-free 3-year roof. That's the only difference. But yes, they will honor what they do, absolutely.
Yeah, so then there's nothing wrong with going the cheaper route, guys.
No.
All right.
Yeah, that's the cheapest.
No, he's saying the cheapest, they're not guaranteeing the old work. The one
Yes.
they going with, they are guaranteeing the old work.
No, he's saying they're not fixing the entire roof, okay? Hear me out. So right now, I come and I fix this patch right over here, right where me and Drew are sitting.
Mhm.
I'm telling you that this was ruined. I fixed it. This is in the specs. It's done. I will honor this. But if it's now leaking where Roger is, that's not under mine.
He's saying with that bid, the 177, it is.
But why would somebody honor something that they're not fixing?
Because they were supposed to inspect the whole roof and make sure everything is fixed. And if it leaks, that's what he's saying.
Yes,
So I'm
yes.
saying if that's what he's
That's what he's
saying,
saying.
I will stay with that bidder, but I'll put in the motion that I make sure in the motion saying that everything is should be in the contract. Well, make your motion to be included in the contract. If that does not include in the contract, then they have to bring it back to us.
Council Chair. For you, Council Chair, I do this for a living.
No, I understand.
You will not go out and do a job on part A of the roof and come back, well, it started leaking in part B, well, I'm gonna come fix it for free under the warranty. I didn't touch part B. Why would I fix it?
The idea was they would inspect it initially.
Yes.
The repair,
Everything.
if the past repair right now, the patch does not leak right now, and it starts leaking in 2 years, that's outside of their scope.
But the point is that when they inspect that patch, they're supposed to, is this patch gonna last 3 years or no? And if the patch doesn't last, is not anticipated to last 3 years, they should fix it. That is what.
I asked everyone, I asked all the bidders to have a mandatory walkthrough and to assess the roof condition prior to making a bid. So they all assessed the roof, they looked at all the conditions and provided cost for what needs to be done. And part of that job requested the cost to include a 3-year leak. And that's how we did it. So, I mean, and only one company stated that they can't guarantee the 3-year roof. That's the only thing we did, and you're free to give it to anyone.
Council Chair.
Yes, Councilman.
I will still, probably I'll go with the administration recommendation, but I'll put on the motion that to present in a contract that both roofs will have a, the leak warranty for the next, or the North Station to have the 3-year leak warranty on all the roof.
Council Chair.
It's a good
with
idea.
respect, anything that's put in contract like this has to have a spec of the roof, highlighted areas of which areas, the scope of work. There's different slopes, there's different kind of insulation in certain areas. What you're saying doesn't, does not make sense.
You don't sign the contract that way, then.
But I understand, but how about tomorrow, we have a leak that's 12 feet wide by 12 feet wide with insulation, and they're gonna come and repair it at no cost?
No, but they're saying that what they've done was they
have to inspect the roof.
They've already inspected the roof. And
So they
based on
know-
their expertise, this is not gonna leak in 3 years. And even if it does, I'll come do it for free.
Correct, but you might have an HVAC guy that comes up on the roof, drops his utility knife or something, cuts the roof open.
Well, then
And his insurance company would cover it.
But, no,
Damage.
when, after we find it is what I'm saying. I do this for, you don't come back and do work that's outside of your work. That's what I'm saying.
Well, I've done
And it's- I know, but it's not in the
legal
contract.
contracts for work and roofs already, so I have the experience.
Yeah, it does not say that in the contract. And believe me, nobody's gonna take the liability for such big buildings.
We'll make sure we put it in and cover all the legal aspects, and you and I could talk about.
I would table that until they put it in writing with the scope of work that they're gonna do on the roofs and bring it back. I'm not gonna put the fire
I mean,
department at risk where they're gonna pat something and say, we're not responsible.
So what you would like is for the company to in writing confirm that they will provide a leak warranty for the entire roof.
And I want the building itself or a legitimate roofing company.
So that's not a legitimate roofing
No,
company?
no, I'm not saying that, would actually provide, when warranty, they have a spec of the build out and what is covered. Are they gonna cover curbs? Are they gonna cover skirts around the HVAC units if there's corners or anything that rips off? It's not just a repair of a patch. There's so many ways you can define a patch on a roof.
Yeah.
None of that is in this contract.
Look, I'm not an engineer. I'm just
And I'm not saying, I'm just telling you, you're putting this in front of us for $170,000 for the firefighters. But it's vague. And I wanna make sure that they're covered completely.
I'm okay tabling it, Council Chair.
Are they in Pinckney, Michigan?
Yeah.
I can tell you this seems like an extremely professional
It's not
company.
about being professional, it's about the wording in the contract.
How time.
If you'd like to table it so that the contract has contract special provisions agreed upon with
Sure.
the city and the contractor.
Look, I also don't want to delay this anymore, guys.
I know
Winter's
that.
coming right around. Our firefighters have been living in ugly conditions. But to me, it's like,
Council Chair, or we can approve that motion, or whatever Councilman Saab said, for
Yeah.
the scope of work. If they don't agree to that, we can just bring it back next, council.
and if they don't care to sign it, then we won't approve them.
Yeah, but you can approve them now.
You can
for
approve
whatever
it with
conditions you
submitting the
just made.
contract back to us signed.
We can do the same thing like we did with Angie, where you guys specifically say what kind of special provisions you would like.
Mhm.
I would send it to the bidder.
Do that.
Okay, that's fine, we can do that. I want
I'll
to amend,
review it with you, Marty, and then make sure.
I want to amend the motion to have specs.
Can you write
In-
this? Hang on, slow down. We want to make sure that Madam Clerk and Sally get this.
I got one. Go ahead.
You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
You want the specs of the roof, the square footage just under the contract, that for their no leak guarantee.
Square footage covered.
The full square roof, coverage of the leak-proof warranty. Does the warranty cover areas
I'm good.
outside of the original scope of work? And a breakdown of all patches that they would be repairing or would be replacing, and any conditions to the 3-year leak-proof warranty.
And any
Conditions,
conditions?
yeah, terms.
Oh,
Any condition and terms of their 3-year leak-proof or leak-free.
are you asking them what their conditions are?
Yeah, I want the fine print of it.
Oh, we set the term, what I'm saying is we set the terms to present to them.
I understand, but they also come back with. Just ask them for their fine prints of their warranty.
No.
Who's that guy that just came in and walked?
Okay,
Thank you.
no problem.
Go ahead.
Sorry, I just wanted to correct myself. I hadn't seen the invoice that Ms. Breyer was referring to earlier. This has nothing to do with the CSO. This is actually a bond for the Acres Creek Drain operations and maintenance. So this could just be an interest on the bond. I'll double check with Plant Moran, but this has nothing to do with the CSO I
Thank you.
referred to.
Thank you.
You get that, Councilwoman?
Yeah, but I don't understand why we are so outdated.
Can you give her something, email her something? Yep, thank you. All right, did you get your conditions?
Yes.
Sally, can you repeat them?
So it's amended to provide in Councilman Saab, you feel free to.
Yeah,
Okay, to provide the specs of the square, did you say square footage
square footage of the warranty,
of the leak-proof warranty?
correct.
Okay. Does warranty cover areas outside of original scope work and breakdown of all patches?
Yep.
Repairing, replacing, and any conditions, and this is where we lost you.
Their conditions of their terms and conditions of their 3-year leak-proof warranty, or their fine print, I should say.
We did put down fine print. A 3-year.
Maybe a little less from the box.
Good? Good?
You all set?
I'm good.
All right, support. Motion made by Councilman Saab, seconded by Councilman Ahmad to amend it based on what everything Sally, Madam Clerk, and everything that's in his mind. Seconded by Vince.
Council Chair, I'm sorry. Are we awarding it to
Yes.
somebody yet?
Yep, yep.
We are
You're
awarding it
sticking
to the
with
first one.
Armstrong.
We're awarding it to Armstrong, but we're bringing the contract back with special provision.
Per the conditions that
Yeah.
Councilman Saab
Okay,
mentioned.
so as long as we know that.
Yeah, Council
You're
Chair,
awarding a bid based on.
whatever the
Councilman-
conditions that
Yes,
he
we-
mentioned. Council Chair,
Yes, sir, Councilman.
if you don't mind, thank you
Yeah.
very much. Have a nice evening. Mr. Baydoun, can you please, once the contract is ready and if they approve it, send it to us before the next meeting. In case if they don't approve it, then you can bring this back to the table.
Okay, I'll make sure to email them immediately.
Then we might want to add something to this motion.
Maybe subject to would be the,
Subject to
so
it.
it should be.
Right,
There.
subject to.
Subject to the condition that Councilman Saab mentioned.
So please
It's not that difficult.
let's not, we don't want to execute this contract or start any work until this has been approved by the city council.
Okay.
Thank you. Any other discussion? Hearing none. All in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? The ayes have it, motion carries. Next up is seven B, Chief of Staff Hernandez, survey quote for 25470 Kennedy.
Council Chair.
Councilman, Constant.
First of all, do we know the company? Do we have a company? Is there a lowest bid for the survey?
Yeah, he sent three, Roger sent the three, there it's in your, it was added to your backup
It was
on
put
Monday.
on your backup, three companies. Use their prices and their offers are submitted to you.
And we can hear the recommendation of Chief of Staff or, right. Oh, are you reading this?
Yes.
Go ahead.
I move that the motion to award the survey services to one of the three companies for a total amount of be determined. In addition, authorize the mayor and clerk to sign the contract on behalf of the city. Furthermore, authorize the mayor and clerk to sign the necessary warrants and the treasurer to issue payment from account number 101-200-817-000 as outlined in seven B.
Second.
Motion made by Councilman Constant, seconded by Councilman Saab. Any discussion?
Council Chair?
Councilwoman Malowski Maxwell.
Yeah, I do support this. I think it's a very good idea. I just have a few issues, I have questions on this item because of the bid process. It takes 21 days at least, and this is what we announced at the last meeting. We said we would put it out for bid 21 days. Sometimes we leave bids out there longer for individual reasons, and we almost always use BidNet in the process. For some reason, the actual proposal of three bids was not put through BidNet. It did not go through the usual channels in the Comptroller's office. And Council Chair, I'd like you to ask Roger why he had these emailed to him and why was the Comptroller's office excluded?
Thank you. Anything else? And before I ask anything to him, I want to tell you, thank you for taking this on the high road.
Oh, yeah.
Very, very professional of you.
Thank you.
Roger, the councilwoman's question was, why was this emailed to you and why didn't it go through the comptrollers? And if I may say, I think it was because you said we had to go out for quotes. You didn't have to go
Not
out.
bids. We went out for quotes, three quotes, and that's why it went, we identified it. I was requested to do so.
Please, if you have your phone, please keep it on vibrate or silent.
So, I think that the notice that went out to you, Ms. Maxwell, was that the fence would be torn down. As you've not gotten a final permit, if you can, either you or the other person can bring a legal action to circuit court to determine whose land the fence that was not done. So before we take the steps of either removing the fence or keeping the fence, this is a way of protecting the city, to do our due process and give you due process before any actions will be taken.
Okay, because I do have a legal survey for my property here, and it has a yellow X where 25470 Kennedy's house is. If anybody would like to see, it does state that the vinyl fence is on my property.
I'm gonna just, I'm not gonna.
Hang on 1 second, please. You go through the chair.
Council Chair.
And I want to allow the councilwoman to finish.
Okay, I just had to say that if anybody wants a copy of it, come see me. I'll be happy to hand it out to you and you can make your own determination on it.
Okay, my question, Roger, quickly, briefly. Thank you, councilwoman. Are you all set?
No, I'm not done.
Okay, go
I
ahead.
got a lot more I want to
Well,
bring.
do you want me to respond to that, Council, first, or?
Well, no, hold on. Let her finish. Go ahead.
No problem.
Okay, also the bid process for these three bids has been compromised by not using BidNet for the process. given all survey companies a fair chance, because that is the normal way we solicit bids for companies to do work for us. The BidNet outlines the criteria necessary to bid. So exactly when were the bid requests published, or where were they published? How did you publish them? Or did you go on the internet and just call a bunch of survey companies? Can you answer that?
Are you finished?
I'm asking you. Yeah.
I was gonna answer you before because no, you're disingenuous in saying that how it is your survey. There was another survey done prior. You did a hand piece of paper that you submitted to
Hang
the
on,
building
Roger.
department. So in that response, there was a prior survey, so you should see both surveys. The advice was make sure either one of you brings a quiet title action to determine whose property. We shouldn't be involved in this. But a fence was put up on possibly somebody else's land who provided a survey first. As a city councilwoman, you have an obligation to look out for the residents, whether you like them or not. And I think that if you'd done that, we wouldn't be in this situation. Now, I think you're trying to delay the process and drag it out, but the quote, and it's over a year. You could have gone to court and gotten the survey, filed a quiet title action, said to the judge in honesty and integrity, this is my land, here's my proof, let the judge make a decision in Third Circuit Court. That did not happen. Therefore, it was cities in a position of possibly now tearing down a fence, and we're taking proactive due diligence efforts to make sure the fences, whose property the fence is on before we take. I don't care either side, but I want to protect our building department. I want to protect our city, that they do it correctly. That's all. I'm not trying to disrespect you in
Okay,
any shape or form. Like you, I don't want to disrespect you.
okay. I want to make a statement that in 2015, the right side of my property was surveyed. And in 2019, the left side of the property was surveyed. In both incidences, the chain link fence at the back of my yard had that pink tag. That fence is on the property line. That's why they did not put a stake in front of it. I did put the fence up with confidence that I was putting it on my property because you connect the right side to the left. In November, I did get a survey. I do have a survey, and it does show it's not just written on a piece of paper. It was done by a survey company. And I do agree, like I said, with this survey being done, I think it needs to be done to put this to rest forever. Like I said, I was concerned that we said we would go out for a 21-day bid process. We did mention that. And it was only 12 days, one of the bids was sent to us. Also, if this bid is compromised, the reason for that is because it was not a closed bid process. You were able to see what it was, and you were emailing us on a daily basis when you got the full specs on the bid that was put out there. Who's to say somebody didn't get a hold of another company? I mean, you didn't answer me. How did you find these survey companies? How did you?
Council Chair.
Well, hang on.
I need some credibility, so we know it was done honestly and sincerely.
Hang on. Roger, you want to answer how you
Yeah,
got?
I called different people that have done surveys. I don't know them personally. I've never worked with either company. So I don't have any contacts with them. I called them to verify they're able to do the work.
Mhm.
They explain.
Are they all
to them what
verified
to
on
do.
LARDA as well?
Yeah, no, I don't have to do it in Laura. This is a permit. I'm not a
No,
bid. I
no,
don't
I'm
like the
asking if
bidding
they, if
process.
they licensed with the state.
Yeah, they're all licensed by the state and we can.
Okay.
verify it. And I gave it to everyone involved at the clerk's office. But they gave quotes, not a bidding process, not the controller's office. We were asked to get quotes. You got 3 quotes. My question to you is, why haven't you gone to circuit court to determine
Hang on,
if you had something in 2017 presented at the time in June 24 when the fence was put up?
Hang on, Roger, hang on. I have a quick question, Madam Councilwoman, if I may.
Sure.
Have you received the councilwoman's survey yet?
Yeah, we had a survey done, presented to us in June after she put up the fence. We got a survey from her in November. She got the ticket of citation because she disregarded the letters from the ordinance department to provide your survey. That was in August of 2024. It was followed up in September 2024 with a citation. From September to November 2024, absolutely nothing was done by the councilwoman. It was ignored. We had to go to court and then file to enforce the ordinance, and a judge found her responsible for violating the ordinance in May, April, I believe, of 2025. So, you know, it went to a separate judge. All our judges recused ourselves. Our court recused themselves. I recused myself, and it went to Trenton. A separate judge heard it.
Hang on 1 second, Councilman. Okay, are you all set? I'm gonna go to Mariana, then I'm gonna go to the councilwoman.
Good afternoon, council members. I just want to clarify the bidding process again. As I had explained at the prior meeting, when it is under $5,000 and not for a public improvement, closed bids are not required under our charter. Quotes are acceptable. So that is what many of our directors do for purchases or items or professional services that are under the $5,000. So the process that was followed by the corporation council is acceptable.
I just want to set the record clear. First and foremost, I wanna just make it clear that I've had some phone calls from some residents. I've potentially, they felt like I was being too opinionated on this. I want to make it very clear, if anybody felt like I was being opinionated on this, I apologize. I am not. I feel like this is something that's been lingering. It's like a fly right over our head that's been going on for almost a year and a half. And I just want this to be done. And the truth is this, I really respect Councilwoman for coming out and saying, let's get this on, let's just do this, let's be end with it, let's put it to the end. I think she's really taking the high road on this. The truth is, both individuals are getting a survey here, and whomever is deemed on somebody else's property or not, we'll find out from this here. I think if these are all state regulated, because at the end of the day, the councilwoman rightfully so has her own survey. The resident rightfully so has her own survey, regardless of what years was done first, second, last, third. The truth is, this will be the one that comes out and says either A, you're fine, B, you're not. And I think this is something like everybody just wants to put to rest. Like it sucks because this party believes they're right, this party believes they're right. The truth stands before us in the survey. And I think folks, really we as a city have put ourselves in a position because one, the permit was put forward, then the court says you need to take the fence out, then the council, says no.
Last day, take the fence out, and I'm getting the transcripts tomorrow to prove it.
Okay, well, I just want to make clear also, we did not say 21 days. I actually, because I got phone calls on this here, I went back and I wanted to listen to how I was speaking. If I was being aggressive or not, and I found myself to constantly say, hey, I'm not trying to interrupt you, or I'm trying to keep it respectful. Maybe I spoke too much. Well, I was only speaking on the favoritism of, let's put this to rest. No other reason. I think this is stressful on both parties. I think the councilwoman is stressed out and finally fed up with this. I believe the resident is stressed out and finally fed up with this. I think the residents are fed up and stressed out with this. And so I think it's best, we have reserve officers, we're paying $1,500 to do a background check on them where it could have been done in-house, where we're gonna be volunteering their time. We're spending more money on things like this where, so looking at something like this, I just want to put this to bed.
Okay,
I'm gonna go to the councilwoman first. I'll go to Councilman Constant, and then I'll go over to our honorable Councilwoman Breyer, and then we'll go to very opinionated Councilman Saab.
Yeah, you have to understand, I requested a survey during the summer when there was first a problem that arose. There's a waiting list during the summertime. That's when people use survey companies the most to put in things that they're improving their property. And I couldn't help the wait. I mean, I was doing what I could do. And, I guess on this too, I wondered what is the scope of work you told these different companies to do? Because every bid is doing something different. One's doing color photographs, one is just doing a boundary survey and giving you a drawing if you need it. These don't even look like the same project that they're quoting for, and it's not fair to them too. I mean, they should have known the exact scope of what was required of them. It's right here, you got 24 by 36 color prints at $16 a sheet. You can have this one has a service CAD technician for $115 an hour. Project engineer for $120, a staff geologist for $140. The other companies don't even mention anything like that. So I guess I'm confused that, are we going out for the same survey and all these different things? I mean, I'm looking out after the residents too. At the bottom line, we as a city and residents are paying for a private residence survey on their property, which they should be doing a new one, because I've had ones over the years, but I did a fresh one to make sure it was in real time and accurate. And, you know, I don't know, I just, it's gonna be hard to pick a survey company out of these because they all have different things down. And I wish they would have just done one thing and stayed on board with what they were supposed to do.
Are you all set here?
Yeah, I am for now.
Thank you. I'm gonna go over to Councilman Compton next.
Well, two things. Number one, the cheapest of the three is Chemtech. They look like a big company. They did work for the dorms at University of Michigan. When I was council chair, I had a similar issue. There was an issue over the neighbors and water draining from one property on the other, and the one party was people that I grew up with. We're on Parker in the South End. Our former council chair, Dave Abdullah, got involved, but it was an attack on the head of the building and engineering, former director. The person was of the opinion that he never should have issued the permit. These kind of things happen all the time, and it's a shame this has gone this far. But and I further think that if this went on BidNet for a job that's like $2,000 or less, I don't know that anyone would have bid on it.
Costs more.
Yeah, it costs more to publish it.
Mr. Chair.
Well, hang on, we have a list, guys. Well, do council.
Just a couple comments. When you look at the fence, does it line up with the fences on both sides of the property?
I don't know.
Yes, it does.
Because that would have some indication. And also, I don't understand how we got in the middle of this. It should have been between the residents.
Right, and there is a
Hang on one
chain link.
second,
Okay,
Councilwoman,
I'd like to see.
second, please, we're gonna go to the chair.
That's all.
Okay,
Council
I
Chair.
just want you to know, the only reason why we got involved is because this, not us, the city got involved. Because the city issued a permit and then revoked the permit
Mm.
supposedly. And now the city is put in a position for liability. So that's why the city has now put this forward.
Well,
Hang on, Roger, please, guys, we have,
Council Chair.
I have, we're going through the list. Please, I'm not giving any special treatment. Councilman Saab.
Council Chair, just to be honest with you, I know we're gonna keep bickering back and forth in this. Just let's pick a survey. Councilwoman has her survey, the resident or the city has another survey. I'm
What's
very
the time?
confident, nobody lies when they do surveys. I mean, everybody's licensed, everybody has a survey. Do another survey, whatever the survey comes out, that's gonna be the end result. Let's solve it and move forward with it. It's just going back and forth is not gonna solve the issue. And Councilman Constant, the cheapest one is proposal 9/19/25, not Kentuck.
Hang on one second. Councilman Ahmad.
Thank you, Council Chair. Yeah, whatever Councilman Saab mentioned, Chemtech was not the cheapest. Another company was the cheapest, but to be honest with you, I looked at them. I think they all have the same scope. From experience, Chemtech.
I was gonna say Chemtech too.
Chemtech has been in service since 1980. It's a big operation with 4 offices across Michigan. I would go with Chemtech.
Yeah.
I would go with the cheapest. I would just go with Chemtech because I've been in the business for 22 years and Chemtech is always there. You know what I mean? So thank you, Council Chair.
And in regards to the fence, on the other side of where my fence is, there is a chain link fence that has been there since 1989. Both me and my neighbor to my right, if you're standing on the street, my neighbor to the right, we both have privacy fences following that same fence. So if I'm in violation, she would be too. We're pretty confident. She had a survey too, so we know where the lines are. We're pretty confident. You know, especially when a chain link fence has been up for that many years. You know, anyone knows.
Again, I don't think anybody here is trying to take sides. I
Oh,
think this is
no,
just-
I just
And
want
really,
to rush.
if we're all very confident, this all goes away after this.
Yep.
Roger,
Absolutely.
I know you asked to speak. Are you all set here?
I'm done.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, I'll move. I think what's would be helpful is we never saw those surveys in 2015, 2017. If they had been produced at the time they were requested, then we wouldn't have been, the ticket would not have been issued. Although the judge not or defense, they found that Councilwoman in violation of the ordinance. Now we're proposing a way of resolving it. And as Councilman Saab has said, this, what company you pick, will go by the decision. We don't want to tear down your fence if it's, this is a way
Not gonna
of
tear down.
ensuring some due process rights for you. So,
Then refer the parties to Dearborn
Can you
mediation.
vote on this?
no.
They.
Yeah.
We have a fence that's up, that's not finalized. And the buildings department and a resident is saying that
Yeah.
fence needs to come down.
That
Council-
resident
we-
moving anyways,
Guys, please, point of order.
that resident's been
We're
moving
at five.
anyways,
We're
so
five. We're trying to be under 8 of point of orders today. Please, guys.
emptying out her house.
We're at 5. Thank you. Yes,
Council
Council.
Chair, can I recommend to Councilman Constant to go with Chemtech
Yeah,
for that motion?
Okay. What, can you give me that and the amount?
It's 2,900.
Okay, company is Comtech. Total is 2,900. Councilman Saab, will you second that?
second.
Second. Any other discussion? Hearing none. All in favor, please state aye.
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 Those opposed? The ayes have it unanimously. Congratulations. Thank you. Next up, reports from the mayor. Dearborn Heights
Council-
Panthers Junior
Council
Football.
Chair.
Yes.
I moved that the Dearborn Heights City Council grant permission to the Dearborn Heights Panthers Junior Football League to hold their annual parade on Friday, October 4th, 2025 at 9:15 a.m. Police Chief Hyder has approved the route and will provide any services that may require as outlined in 8-A.
Second.
Second.
Motion made by Councilman Ahmad, seconded by Councilwoman Breyer. Any discussion? Thank you. Having none. All in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Ayes have it. Motion carries. Next up is Star International's Academy Homecoming Parade 2025.
Council Chair.
Councilman Ahmad.
I move that the Dearborn Heights City Council grant permission to Star International Academy to hold their annual homecoming parade on Friday, September 26, 2025 at 11 a.m. with staging to begin at 10 a.m. Police Chief Hyder and Fire Chief Rogan have approved the route and will provide any services they may require as outlined in 8-B.
Second.
Motion made by Councilman Ahmad, seconded by Councilman Saab. Any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor, please state aye.
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 Those opposed? The ayes have it. Motion carries. Reports from city officials. 9A, City of Chief of Staff Hernandez, National Opioid Statement, Purdue.
Council Chair.
Councilman Ahmad.
I move that the Dearborn Heights City Council approve the new National Opioid Settlement Purdue participation package for the city. In addition, authorize Chief of Staff Hernandez to electronically execute the participation agreement on behalf of the city as outlined in 9-A.
Second.
Motion made by Councilman Ahmad, second by Councilman Constant, and in discussion. Can I ask Mariana, is there a reason, or can you explain to me why Chief of Staff Hernandez electronically execute? And why wouldn't it be there?
The opioid settlement started back in 2022, I believe, with some major pharmaceuticals that had to give back money to the municipalities. At the time, the Corporation Council had recommended for myself to be the one signing off on these. These are participation agreements. And we simply say, yes, the city of Dearborn Heights wants to participate. And eventually they make their decisions on what the settlements would be and tell us how much money we're going to receive. The money is then put into a separate fund, which is required by the settlements and can only be used for opioid remediation purposes, which our fire department has been in charge of. In the past, they provided AED kits for the police department vehicles and other initiatives. But that's just the way that we've done it since 2022. If you would like to change the person in charge of that, we would have to email the originators of the settlements and ask them to provide a different email because it is a digital signature through DocuSign.
By the way, I'm only asking that because I don't know if you remember in 23, we asked you the same question.
Yeah, again, like a lot of these were settled when
Yep,
the
I just
the
for the
agreements came
public
through.
record, that's all.
Yeah.
Just for the audience.
Yeah, it's just
Right.
an email.
We're testing our memory.
Yeah. Thank you. You do a great job all the time. Thank you, Mariana. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? The ayes have. Someone say no? The ayes have it, motion carries. Next up is 9B, Chief of Staff Mariana Hernandez, National Opioid Settlement Secondary Manufacturers.
Council Chair.
Councilman Constant.
I move that the Dearborn Heights City Council approve the National Opioid Settlement Secondary Manufacturers Participation Package for the city. In addition, authorize Chief of Staff Hernandez to electronically execute the participation agreement on behalf of the city as outlined in 9B.
Support.
Motion made by Councilman Constant, second by Councilman Ahmad. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, please state aye.
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 Those opposed? The ayes have it, motion carries. Thank you for the participation. Next up, Chief of Staff Hernandez, fiscal year 2024-2025 over budget checks. Here we go. This one's,
Council
here we
Chair,
go. This one, but throw up. Councilman Constant.
I move that the Dearborn Heights City Council approve payment of the over budget checks from fiscal year 2024 through 2025 as outlined in 9C.
Okay.
Support for discussion?
Right. All right, well, I'll open up the discussion.
Council Chair?
Yeah.
Mr. Baydoun, so did you add up all these? I don't see like the total without.
You're gonna throw up when you do it. I did it over last night.
You did?
Kept double checking on like, there's no way that's real. Hold on one second. That's one, so you ready for this number?
So, just so you all are aware, there are still other over budget checks outside of this list that were added to the list after it was compiled.
Give us.
The original list was $120,000. With what's outstanding, I'm thinking closer to $180,000 of outstanding checks.
How much?
About 170 to 180,000.
Okay, can you tell us where we're taking this money from? Fund balance.
Fund balance.
Oh,
Yeah,
God.
so now our budget is going to be, let's just say, to cover whatever we need to. We have no more money to fix it.
So this has already hit the budget in the prior fiscal year. The budget from the prior fiscal year, as you guys already have the notion, is that it's gonna be well over what we initially budgeted for. The audit and the audit prep hasn't been completed yet, but it should be somewhere between, the fund balance should be somewhere between $2 to $2.2 million when all is said and done.
Council Chair.
That's to start the fiscal year of 2025, 2026. Now, as you're well aware, there's been issues with like overtime and the spending of the city. So we do have to get a grip on the spending in the city and ensure that we are fiscally responsible. Not something that I can change overnight.
What happens if we don't issue these checks?
I mean, the contractors already provided services to the city. They've been calling me constantly. I've been trying to be like, oh, we're working on it. We're working on it. At some point, I'm going to tell them the city won't pay you. Now, keep in mind, some of these vendors, they are continuous vendors. They repeat vendors. So what's going to happen is you're not going to pay them for the June invoice, but you'll pay them for the July invoice, which to the contractor is like, why are you paying me for July invoice, but not June invoice? So we come across that issue too. In reality, it is an issue that we are over budget and we're overspending, but the services were already provided.
Mr. Baydoun, you said 170, 180?
Yes.
I mean, I can add up here at least 300,000.
Which part do you want?
Well, the list I originally compiled and sent to you and council chair was 120,000.
Yeah, but this list is more.
No, this list, the one you have over here, on the backup. I mean, if you add them up, they're close to 300,000, easy.
So
If
yeah,
not more.
9C.
I mean, I just added the big numbers and they're like,
Wait a minute, here it is. So, I don't know where they're.
I mean, from the audience.
I mean, I can add them up, but I stopped at 256.
No,
I think close to, maybe close to 4, right?
no.
Yeah.
My Excel document that she has had $120,000. I don't know where you're getting the 200,000.
Which numbers you're adding? You have to add the amount number, which is the second.
Can you add column C? That's what,
The third,
hold on one second.
Column C?
but anyway,
I
sorry.
don't have
Yeah.
column C here.
It's the column that says amount. I don't know which number you're looking at, but even just by briefly looking at it.
I'm just looking at
It's
the
about
second
100.
page in the backup. I mean, just in the first, there's only one page backup. It says over budget, check payments.
Correct. The third column that says amount, that's the numbers that we're paying.
No, we don't have that.
We don't have,
It's in the agenda.
you mean the third column? I mean, the way we have the check number, we have the amount, we have the GL number account.
The amount is what we're
okay.
paying.
Okay.
That's what you're adding, and it should add up to about $120,000.
225, 2,000.
Okay, I see it now.
It should have had the total on my Excel sheet. so-
Yeah, there's no total here.
Excel sheet has total.
I mean, I want you to know that this is like terrible, man. This is terrible because let me, hang on 1 second, Mariana. We don't gotta be too aggressive. But I want to give you a quick example. Our emergency manager money, that went into the general fund because we didn't have an emergency manager at full time. Or we budgeted full time. So then that means that extra money went into the general fund. Why didn't we subtract that money to buy this down? The three ordinance officers, hang on 1 second, please.
I'm gonna explain. I can explain.
The three ordinance officers, the Councilman Wencel budgeted that the council put a resolution from Councilman Wencel that we budgeted for longevity, health insurance, and their pay. I've covered all of this. Let's see what, never mind. And it means you're gonna go back and forth. You're gonna explain to me that we budgeted other things, we spent money on other ways, so we use that money for other things, for other overtime. I know what you're gonna tell me.
So
It just bothers me that we allowed ourselves to get to this. And I have to tell you, I blame nobody other than mismanagement. This is mismanagement of city funds. You know, please, nothing from the audience. Please, nothing from the audience. And you know what's happening right now? I asked Mariani the other day, I said, can I give you a solution on how to fight down on some of this overtime spending, since she said we're at 40%. Response to me was no. Doesn't want to hear it. But I'm gonna still tell you what it is. Hire more officers, hire more firefighters. You won't have these problems. Please, guys, thank you. I appreciate the applause. I bet you the audience do too. The good news is, this is like a very emotional conversation because like we are watching our city just decline. We're witnessing terrible city services, not enough officers, residents that are watching limbs of trees falling on us and saying we can't afford it. And then we're coming back and saying, well, you know, we overspent and hey, we have over $150,000 that you guys need to pay. Oh man, we need to do better. I don't need an explanation. I really don't.
Well, you just asked a question.
I don't. I'm just want to venting. I'm venting a little bit. And Mehdi, I just want to, please allow me to do that. Look, we voted no of this 100 times because we said we want you guys to be fiscally responsible. Clearly, that doesn't really care to be working, right? You guys are still allowing things to just be out of the roof. And I'm going to say this, and I've said it many times. We're hemorrhaging. We're hemorrhaging. And I'm not saying that we need to, you know, issue more tickets to be able to make up for some of these losses. I can tell you right now, there are a shit ton of blight houses across the city of Dearborn Heights that you can be collecting a lot of revenue to be able to make up these things here. But it goes back to being mismanagement. I'm so sorry for swearing because I don't like to swear, but I can give you guys a quick example to be able to cover these. And I'm not saying go write tickets to be able to make up for these losses, but you could be writing tickets and you could be making up for these losses.
Understood.
Any other discussion?
Okay.
Well, I won't go back and forth.
Thank you.
Council Chair,
Yes.
how come the last line is highlighted? Is there any reason for that? The BSB communication?
That's the total without the overall.
No. This is a company by itself.
Oh, it has a note right next to it. It's because it's a contract for an entire year and it started in June. So only 1/12 of that cost will actually be incurred in the 2024-2025 fiscal year.
And the balance of the GL accounts in parentheses, does that mean that's what's left or that's before?
That's how it was, how much it was short at the time of creating the document.
Short.
Well, that's the balance. So those would be.
All mine,
the first one.
all the negative, you mean?
Yeah, they're the negative of that amount.
After we pay those amounts or?
After
before?
we paid, because these amounts have already been logged into the system. The checks have
After we
already been
pay, we
printed.
send those checks, that's how much would the balance would be?
Yes, but like I said, there was still about like 50 to 70,000 after this spreadsheet was created that have been printed.
You mean another 50?
Yeah, about 50,000.
So this is close to 140, so we're talking about close to 190?
Yeah, 170 to 190.
19. Okay.
I mean, but
We took the Band-Aid off, bro.
I mean, but there's a couple accounts that are alarming. I mean, one is 110 and a negative and one, no, actually three of them, 76, 90, 69.
So the 110, it's actually a highway. Highways reimbursed by local streets and major streets. So that expense actually gets logged and then reimbursed to the general fund.
What about the last one?
The last one, BSB Communications. That too has 3 to 4 large contracts like the Microsoft and the contracts for IT services, which were logged in 2024, 2025, but they get reallocated to 2025, 2026 during the year-end accruals. So if a contract starts in March and ends in March, you bill it for 2024, 2025, and then March, April, May, and June, which is 4 out of 12, so 33%, would hit 2024, 2025, and then the 66.6% would be reallocated to 2025, 2026. Director Coop is very good at that budget, so that's kind of a false narrative for that.
What about the other couple checks for Plan Moran? Does it say where it's coming from?
Yeah, that's much easier.
Oh, yes, it does. So they have 3 in a row. The balance at the end is
Okay.
$69,809.
Ali Shawarma was paid. No more questions, Council Chair.
Thank you, Councilman. Any other discussion? Let me tell you, one of the reasons why I'm okay with paying this, and I'm not okay with it, we have to, but it's gonna lead to bigger issues because I've been a part of some emails where we're being threatened legally by these companies that have said, hey, we've done the services and you know, while whatever's happening in the city, mismanagement or not, we did the work and we need to get paid. So sucks that we're in this position, but I really hope this administration will find ways to stop the hemorrhaging and kind of really just getting really cheap. We need to get really, really cheap. And then we need to find the bottom line of how to make more revenue. Because keep finding solutions to like, oh, well, this ain't happening. Well, we can't afford it. We got to find ways to bring in more revenue because we no longer have ARPA money. So we're just like chiseling down on things. We need to do better. All right, we have a motion on the table by Councilman Constant, seconded by Councilman Ahmad. Any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? You guys have it, motion carried. Next up is City Engineer Dearborn Valley Parking Lot Resurfacing Change Order Number 1.
Council Chair,
Councilman Ahmad.
I move that the Dearborn Heights City Council approve change order number 1 to the Warren Valley parking lot resurfacing contract for the northeast pavement area as outlined in 9-D.
Second.
Motion made by Councilman Ahmad, seconded by Councilwoman Breyer. Any discussion? Well, is Mr. Devon here?
Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir, Mr. Deeb. Can you explain what this change order is? Why are we getting it and why wasn't it added to the bid?
Okay, so as you can see in the documents before you, the project was to overlay 2 inches on all existing pavement. And that area was simply not part of the existing pavement. So when the project was designed, the quantities were surveyed, and that area was a grass area. Subsequently, our tenant, and rightfully so, decided that this area needed to be enlarged to serve his delivery trucks. So the grass was removed, and he tried to include that in our project. And during the paving operation, I told him that I'm not authorized to add anything to the project, only the city council is. So that's why it became a change order. And it's before you for, so we had the contractor price it, but we didn't authorize any of the work until you guys approve it. Simple.
Yeah, please, nothing from the audience, guys.
58.
Look, okay, thank you, Mr. Deeb.
Sure.
Any discussions?
Council Chair,
Councilman Wencel?
you know, I was against this project from the beginning, but it was approved to maintain the existing parking lot, and now we're adding new work. we're creating a larger parking lot that's not part of the original scope of work in the contract. I mean, I said when I voted no on it, I said before, you watch, all stuff's gonna start coming in, extras. This is just the first part. I mean, how can you add something on for your, for a benefit of the tenant and have the taxpayers pay for it? It's not part of the project, the original project's not part of the parking lot. It's not part of the original contract with the banquet center. It's just not, it's wrong.
Thank you. I will echo what Councilman Wencel here has said. I think we have put enough money into this. I think it looks immaculate. I know Mr. Issa put a hell of a lot of money into this place. And I can tell you that I just went to a wedding there on Sunday for a resident in the city of Dearborn Heights. Their family, who are both actually residents of Dearborn Heights, was able to have their wedding there, and it was beautiful. It was one of the most beautiful weddings I've ever seen, I swear, and I go to a lot of weddings. This was immaculate. The Issa brothers did a good job. $40,000 though. I don't see that the taxpayers need to be able to pay for this. Look, I've been a huge advocate for the Issa brothers. This is not something I can say, especially with knowing the crisis, the financial crisis that the city's in. We can't afford $40,000 for pickup and drop off, and they expand the parking lot. Fortunately, we cannot offer that. So I have to agree. It's not in our contract. We can't afford to do that. We have no money. Plain and simple. It's nothing personal. We have no money.
Council Chair.
Yeah.
Mr. Dib, you said, so this was not part of the parking lot and it was all grass?
It is not actually a parking lot. If you look at I attached the backup material. So there is a delivery route behind the parking lot, which is where the delivery trucks take all their supplies, and then it goes to the kitchen. So if you look at the attachments that I have in color, you'll see that that grass area was, the delivery route was smaller. Well, with all the expansion that Mr. Issa has done, he requires a lot more support vehicles going in. So that area, I mean, is it needed? Yes, but it was never it's not parking area. It is a delivery route. It's not a parking area. Nobody parks there. It's a truck delivery area.
Thank you, Mr. Dib. I completely understand. If it's not a parking area, it's not a parking area. But somebody told me it used to be storage tanks over there?
No, that's further north.
Further north, okay. So this
we have
basically was a grass area before.
grass. So I included another shot from Google where you can see the grass that was there when we first started. So, and it was subsequently removed by Mr. Issa, but it was not part of the project. So that's, it's the most, I can, like I said, when he asked for it to be included, I told him it has to go to council because it is an expansion. So, and it is probably the best time to do it when you have contractors on site, but it is additional cost. And, if you don't think it's needed, it's needed.
So that Google image that you have, that grass area and circle, and big
Yes.
circle, that's the area we're talking about?
Yes.
Exactly?
Yes, sir. Yes.
It's not a big area, 40,000? Wow.
Yes, what you need to understand, this is not an overlay. You have to excavate, put a stone base, put a base, and then put asphalt. So it's not like what we're doing the rest of the parking lot. This is, you'll have to excavate and build a base, right?
So what happened to the area before that grass area? I see like a road here. Or
That's
like,
We
What's
did,
up?
we did the road because it was existing asphalt. We did
Okay.
not do the grass area, yes.
okay, fair enough. Thank you, Mr. D.
Sure.
Any other discussion? All in favor, please state aye. Those opposed? No. Those have it. Motion fails. Next up, Library Director McCaffery, purchase and payment of library youth area chairs.
Council Chair,
Councilman Constant.
move that the Dearborn Heights City Council authorize the purchase and payment of chairs for the library youth area from Worthington Direct for a total amount not to exceed $7,158.43. Payment to be taken from the extra funds, received from Wayne County, deposited in capital outlay account 738-738-981, of which the current balance is $273,756 as outlined in 9E.
Second.
Motion made by Councilman Constant, seconded by Councilman Saab. I will open this up for discussion and just give my photos again. Here's our amazing director. We've asked just one time, please, the director, give us the GL account, how much you want to spend, what's the remaining balances. He still continues to be the only director that respects his body here and continues to do it. So, my love and appreciation to our director McCaffery. Thank you so much. And I thank you for all the work that you do for the great city of Dearborn. All in favor?
Council Chair.
Aye.
Discussion.
Oh, yeah, please. I second.
Um,
Sorry. I'm sloppy.
Thank you, Council Chair. Director, how come there's only one quote?
So for both of these, furniture is kind of a funny item. I mean, you can get chairs from folding chairs for $5 to $1,000 recliners for everything you get. So the result of this process was months of deliberation. Staff wanted this chair, staff wanted that chair. And so we just conferenced and we came to the conclusion that this particular chair was the best value for the dollar. When we buy furniture for the library, sometimes we make an effort to get chairs for free or things for free. We do clearinghouses to get furniture. But sometimes we do need to get the shiny new good thing for some of the things that we get. And library furniture, I'm gonna tell you, it is expensive, but you have to match, make sure it's durable. Got to make sure it's safe. Got to make sure it matches the aesthetic of what you're doing. And sometimes when you put all those factors together, there's a limited amount of selection that you have. So that's why there's only one. Normally, I would sit there and give you more than that. But in this particular case, that's why there's one.
Thank you, Mr. McCaffery.
Yep.
I got a question for you.
Yep.
Have you ever seen, I'm not sure if you've ever seen the chairs that are in the council conference room, but they're, I swear, when I sit down, I have like lower back spasm after. You got to sit like this to adjust the balance. And then when you get up, I see Councilman Wencel kind of like falling over. I see Councilman Saab like tripping over and everybody's back having all these like spasm. You guys happen to have maybe some extra chairs for us? And I mean this.
No, we're serious.
Not like
like these couldn't even be given
well, these are kids' chairs. So let's say if we swap these out with what we have now, I don't know if you would kind of like wood chairs that are about this tall. I don't know if that'd be a good idea. But yes, I think those chairs have been in there a while.
How long do you think?
I think they've
You're a
been in
historian.
there.
How long do you think?
I think 2010 is my.
No way. No way. Those are like
Those were before I was
1989.
born.
Those are 89.
I think they were replaced. I think they were replaced after I started, but not too much longer after I started. I think it was like 2010 or 11. And they've been there since. So they're about 14 years old.
Yeah. Older than
Should put them in a historic museum.
Yeah. There's
So if you do, and I am gonna send an email to the courts and the police chief if there are any extra chairs that are just floating around in some conference rooms that are not really being used. I saw some at the Justice Center. Maybe we can I don't know, we'll swap them with the other room.
Councilman,
We'll be sitting.
I'll purchase 12 of them.
Yeah, okay, you heard that? That's for the record. And plus the $200 you owe me, so thank you.
Can I make a motion for Councilman Saab?
I am definitely gonna suspend the rules to add a motion for that. Cause I'm not gonna let them go away. And if they're not here by the next meeting, I'm gonna bring it up again.
I just got does it gotta be listed as a donation, Mariana?
We can get to that discussion. Right now, we're talking about the library, guys. We can get to that later. I'll get you in an email. I'm not gonna let that one go. Any other discussion?
Smallest chairs.
Look, I know I saw that there was only one thing there. I know we have a policy. I don't really like to bend the rules. Man, Director McCaffery, if there's one person I'm gonna bend the rules for, it's gonna be you. And so I'm not gonna question how you guys deliberated on these chairs and quite frankly, it's chairs. It's not like it's services. Somebody's coming out and you're like, oh, I like this person to do a better service.
Yeah, the thing is, I couldn't get a spec, a universal spec to say, okay, you three companies bid on this universal spec. It's
No, I understand where, yes, sir. I understand where you're coming
Going
from.
to the chair, I'm like,
What's up?
thank you for always going to the chair.
I understand where you're coming from, Director, but at least you could have, if you could have maybe brought us another chair and said, I'd like to go with this one better, and this is
Okay.
cheaper, fits better with the library, would be better. Thank you, though.
Okay.
I'm gonna make
I
this
appreciate
motion. All in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? The
Guys have it. We're moving on to 9F, Library Director, McCaffery, Purchase and Payment Library Youth Area Computer Kiosk.
Council Chair.
Councilwoman,
I'll make a motion that the Dearborn Heights City Council authorize the purchase and payment of a computer station and chairs for the library youth area from Library Furniture International for an amount not to exceed $8,832.87. Payment will be taken from the extra funds received from Wayne County, deposited in capital outlay account 738-738-981, of which the current balance is $273,756 is outlined in 9F.
Second.
a motion by Councilwoman Breyer, seconded by Councilman Saab. Any discussion? Director, is this the same thing?
It's a different thing. It's actually,
I understand, but still the same one bit?
yes, it's the
This
same
one
thing.
came this way.
Yeah, same thing. We had, yeah, it is tilted. We deliberated hard on this. This is the one that fit the room, matched the oak wood furniture, matched the carpet. And so that's why after, this was again, months of deliberation, this is what we had come to. Yeah, again, it's a little higher cost, but it should be durable. And it's replacing things that are currently 20 years old, so.
Thank you, Director. Just please, next time, make sure you bring a couple more quotes for different even furniture, but tell us, I prefer going with this one because it fits the library. Any more discussion?
Will do, sir.
I see not, sir. Councilman, go ahead.
These particular items are for CK. Yep. Yep, you're welcome.
Any more discussion, council members? I see none. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it. Moving on to 9G, Parks and Recreation Director, Zbosnik, Purchase and Payment City Christmas Tree.
Council Chair.
Councilman Saab.
I move that the Dearborn Heights City Council approve the purchase and the payment of a 29-foot artificial Christmas tree from AliExpress for the cost of $3,742.73 to be paid out of 2025-2026 Parks and Recreation Budget account number 101-691-887-000, of which the current balance is $106,422 as outlined in 9G.
Second. A motion by Councilman Saab, seconded by Councilman Constant. Any discussion?
Yes.
Councilman?
Director? This is not gonna be a tree from like, what is it, Temu? It's gonna come, Temu, and it's gonna come, I just wanna make sure that it's a good looking tree, honestly.
It is a all steel, outdoor tree, befitting of any large display. It is a, heavy duty. Prices sometimes fool you, but that's because I go directly to the factory. And I've done this many times, saved cities tens of thousands of dollars by buying direct. We'll get the most for our money by doing this. And that's the whole thing, is to give you the best for the least.
Where do we plan on putting this tree?
But find it what?
Where do we plan on putting it?
Where's the place to put it?
Where are we gonna light it up?
I looked over the whole city. I know we've been doing things next to City Hall with a tree that's about 20 feet away from a dumpster. Not very befitting of a city like this. I would like to put it in front of Canfield because of the traffic flow, because something this nice, we want everyone to see it. And we want to have our program right there near, we have a lot of traffic going to Crestwood. And we want to, Canfield's underutilized. We want to have things inside of Canfield. And basically we traded out. I think in the previous years, we rented like big stages and things like that cost $1,800. we're gonna do some things in Canfield and some outside. So we're gonna save money, but we're gonna put money in the tree that we'll be able to use over and over and over again.
Does this tree come with lights? It's pre-lit or no?
No, it doesn't. So there'll be a whole lighting package that'll have to go with it too.
I mean, the thing is, it's a pretty big tree, but to be honest with you, the past years, the way lightings have been put on the trees here have looked horrible.
I'm aware of that.
Professionals doing this, or we're just gonna slap them on the street?
No, that'll be the next phase that you'll see for the lighting. This is a very unique lighting package that the tree will change constantly through the night if we would like to. We can give it a different look all the time. So we're moving forward with really great amenities for the city, a great tree, and that's what it's all
Is
about.
this gonna be here by Christmas?
Yes.
Christmas for the holiday season?
Yes.
Also, Councilman?
Also,
Councilman, go ahead.
26 feet at the base. And I have pictures of it if you can't really visualize it. We can just pass them out just so you can get some idea of what the tree will look like.
You said,
How many pieces of it? It comes in a lot of sections, I'll tell you that, yes. But it's really, when you see the framework, you see the way it goes together, it goes together really pretty simple. A kind of what?
lead.
Like this. Yes.
Chinese.
Yes, yes, yes. For those that can't see it at home, yes.
You all set, Councilman?
Yes.
Is it gonna be,
It's all LED and I can control it from my phone through an app. So I can change whatever pattern I want. I can make it a candy cane. I can make it stars. I can make it anything. This is the best you can get.
the tree itself? And the lighting package, two different.
Yes, yeah, two separate packages.
Lighting package included in the price?
No, it isn't. No. So I had the size of the tree and now I'll go to the manufacturer of the lights and get a quote on the lights, but they're modular. So I'm going to stick in a budget.
What kind of
Body.
experience or training is you gonna need to install the tree and put the lights on?
I've done it before. So this is nothing new to me. And I basically controlled the trees in other cities. I've had the full control of them. And when they light them and they change, I have the app on my phone that I can do it. It's really, really quite simple.
I gave it your. Thank you.
Also, Councilman?
Thank you. He's standing here.
Margaret,
Director,
Margaret.
he asked you the diameter. You said 26 feet. There's no way 26 feet.
20 feet, Robert.
20 feet?
Let me look here.
Because it's 29 high.
It's 26 and.
You said
let me see
26.
The base.
29 high.
It's 29 high.
Thank you.
There's no way even.
Diameter, yeah.
It's a pain to put up.
Where are we putting this?
Canfield,
Which part of Canfield?
we have parking.
Where we're storing them.
Right now to the right of the dark sign.
So in the middle, between the fire station and the.
Between the fire station, yeah, and the building.
Will it be fenced off?
We're getting this too.
Hang on one second. Can we get this like somewhat fenced off? Like, you remember something, there's a lot of kids that walk home from school. You don't want this to be.
Yeah, and I've taken that into account. So it's going to be really cabled down, especially for wind. Wind's my biggest concern. It's engineered for outdoor use and it has a heavy steel frame. But the main thing is there's going to be a lot of guide wires on it to hold it in place.
Man, I swear, I'm so happy you're doing this.
I mean, it's just to show where we're going and really,
So it looks like.
just kind of bring everything up.
I want to bring something to your attention. And maybe you can do this and maybe we can act quickly. But you have signs across the city that say, hang on guys, please 1 second. That say, welcome to the city of Dearborn Heights. Maybe we can get a bit more creative and kind of beautify some of these signs and, during the holidays, like Halloween, we can, put some mums and some pumpkins, and during Christmas, we can put things like some nice lighting, and maybe during the spring, we could put some nice flower beds, and maybe our City Beautiful Commission can help work with work with our building director. But I mean, I just feel like we need to do a bit better on some of these signages. Like you got some on Telegraph, you got some on Ford Road and Outer Drive. You know,
Yeah, I mean, I think even when you go to Taylor, a lot of the cities you go into, they have their
bothers me so much
signage
when I
all,
get to-
yeah.
When I go to Garden City and see those flower pots,
Yeah.
I start punching the air. I start getting so upset.
Yep.
And I feel like why? We are called Dearborn Heights. We're the Heights, like, you know?
Well, and I know what some of the other decorations are gonna look through, like for surrounding cities. And if we don't do something halfway decent, we'll really look bad. I mean, because the amount of expenditures is
I mean, Director,
50 times more than us.
Council Chair. I mean, Director, to be honest with you, I'd love to see sign on all the city signs on Telegraph, on Ford Road.
That wouldn't go to him. It would be more of like the City Beautiful Commission.
Right, but I'm
DPW.
trying to get it out to the PW, because I mean, it's you're coming into multiple cities into our city.
Mhm. Yeah, I mean, in today's world, everything's changed. I mean, it used to be very difficult. We couldn't do anything because of electricity. Now, I mean, we have solar lights. I mean, even these lights that we're getting for the street could be run off solar. We don't need to. But I mean, just all everything we can do is limitless, from fiber optics to whatever. And by going directly to the manufacturers, we can do some pretty cool things.
Council Chair, we do have a motion on the table about finally having a normal looking tree.
That we can be proud.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it, Council Chair.
Councilman.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Martin. This is awesome. Next up is Council Chair Baydoun, extension of temporary food use and license at specific locations. Resolution.
Council Chair,
Councilman Saab. I mean, Councilman Ahmad.
I move that the Dearborn Heights City Council further extend the amended resolution regarding city council approval process for temporary food uses and licenses at specific locations for an additional 180 days as outlined in 11-A.
Second.
Motion made by Councilman Ahmad, second by Councilman Saab. Any discussion?
Council Chair?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I agree with this, but I wish we would have been provided of a list that we currently have of all the food trucks in the city, because you kind of lose track of them after a while. They only come up every so often. I would like to see them where they're located, and it would help the residents too to go visit them.
Yeah.
They know where they're
I
at.
agree with you. And you know what? Maybe if you email Madam Clerk, she'd probably get it over to you. Thank you.
My
I
email.
can tell you,
Okay.
I think Ford Road and Beach Daily, the mobile gas station, might be something where like anybody that opens up there just opens up a brick and mortar. And so Shawarma was there, that shawarma sandwich, they opened up right on Ford Road and Silvery Lane in Dearborn Heights. They're no longer a food truck. And now there's that Hot Wheels who was on Warren, I believe, and was like, you know, it's just, I think one day me and Angela Venegas went by there and they weren't doing so well. And today he's been at Ford and Beach and he's gotten so much publicity. I hear that he has just found a location. So he's going to be leaving there and opening up a brick and mortar also back in the city of Dearborn Heights. So I mean, look, we talked about, is there any growth from this? And you're seeing two new business owners open up and become a tax-based catch to these to the city to help out some of these plazas that were vacant, saying, no, I don't want to be vacant here. I'll give you a good deal. And so he just actually told me the other day, he said, I'm closing this location down. So anybody else is next that's moving on, that's looking to open up a brick and mortar, go to Ford and Beach. That's what I'm telling everybody. So I hope that, I wish them both the most success. I want to see businesses in our community thrive. All in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, the ayes have it, motion carries. Next up, 11B, Councilman Wencel's resolution for giving the Dearborn Heights City Council final approval or denial on any and all applications presented to the Dearborn Heights Planning Commission.
Council Chair,
Councilman Wencel.
I'd like to make a motion that the City of Dearborn Heights Council approve the following resolution to give the Dearborn Heights City Council final approval or denial on any and all applications presented to the Dearborn Heights Planning Commission as outlined in 11B.
Motion made by Councilman Wencel. Can I get a second?
Second.
Seconded by Councilwoman Menalowski Maxwell. Any discussion?
Here,
Yes, sir.
honestly, there's checks and balances in the city for a reason. I think this goes above and beyond the duty why we have commissions and we shouldn't be micromanaging.
I think your mic is off.
I'm sorry. We shouldn't be micromanaging people that we approve to look, over, plans and variances and stuff like that. Shouldn't, I mean, we asked for certain things to come in front of us, but to do all and every application, why even have a planning commission?
Thank
And honestly, and I get, the councilman's entitled to any motion to put forward, but I think this is just motivated against a certain party, this exact resolution or motion on the table.
Council Chair?
Hello. Hang on, guys. Hello. Slow down. Hold on. Hold on.
Holy moly,
I
where'd that come from?
I can say that Councilman, former Councilman Constant has already, not Constant, I'm sorry, he's not a former Councilman Constant.
Not yet.
I pray Councilman Constant is going to continue to remain on city council, but Councilman Muscat,
Correct.
former Councilman Muscat put a resolution which we all passed for any special land use.
Correct.
When a car wash, the development comes, the city council, the ends if buts about it, but look, I think it was Mr. Miyake's recommendation, and I believe Roger's recommendation that says if you guys take on the workload of the entire planning commission, you're gonna spend hours and hours and potentially staying till midnight. I think you used when we're at Riverside. You said, well, you guys will be here till midnight, looking at variances and there's no point of having, it's an obsolete, what's the word you used? Of having a planning commission.
Council Chair?
So to me, I think Councilman Wencel is coming in from a good perspective, like, hey, these things that are happening, the city council should have oversight. I still believe that maybe we can adjust this resolution where we get an update on what is being approved, because there are times where I'm like, what, this happened? Yeah, the planning commission approved it. I'm like, really? I had no idea. But I think for us to be the final sayers and doers, it's just gonna put a lot more work on us. That's just my opinion.
Council Chair?
Yes, it's gonna go to Councilwoman Menalowski first, and then I'm gonna go to Councilman Lutz.
Quite honestly, this is a good idea. It's in our charter. I don't know when we got away from it. Back when I was council chair, we did approve things that the planning commission put in front of us. And it didn't take forever because they already did the homework. They did the presentation. And it was easy to vote yes or no. Right now, we have a situation on Outer Drive. I don't know if anybody's aware of it. Where between Ford Road and Ann Arbor Trail, they're gonna rezone that from single residence to multiple residents and put in an apartment building supposedly. Something's not right. I got contacted by a resident who lives at the south end and asked for documentation on it, and they were told they couldn't have it because they were not within the
How did I
area
get Ford Road?
between Ford Road and Ann Arbor Trail by that trailer park. If you're going
Okay.
north, it's on the right side, and there's a vacant property. It's got the signage out there. But I mean, to refuse anybody in the city of Dearborn Heights, the documentation for the change in zoning is wrong.
Who denied them?
I can find out from, they got a hold of me. I didn't ask them the name, but I will find out.
Yeah, find out. I don't think Rick or anybody.
Another resident contacted me in regards to that, and they went to the building department to get the plat plan for their. And they asked for a copy, and they were within the, so many feet. And they said they couldn't make them a copy of it. To have and hold and look and take home and look at, which we shouldn't do that for the residents. I mean, if we're gonna rezone something, they have a right to see what is around, the area. And it's not that hard.
Yeah. I'm gonna go to, are you all set?
Yeah.
Councilman Wencel.
Oh, thank you. I was a member of the planning commission for over 15 years, and up until I was elected city council, at that time, 2017, planning commission received the documentation, all specifications for a project. They got together with the consultant, engineering consultant, the building department. We went over all the plans, thought, make a group decision whether it was a good thing or a bad thing, and we would recommend the city council approval or denial. And the city council would get it on the agenda and they would take all of the work that the planning commission did, take that into consideration and either agree or disagree with them. We did, the city council never had to do any work. The city council never looked at anything. They just took the recommendation from the planning commission. And probably 90% of the time, they agreed with the planning commission. And there was never anything that changed that rule. It's in the charter. Roger's been going back and forth saying he sent me stuff. There's never any city council approval changing the fact that city council has final approval on anything presented to the planning commission. It was that way when I left there in 2017. I talked to the chairman of, it was on the planning commission in 2017. He told me, no, he said, we did not approve anything. We always recommended approval or denial to city council. Two other members that were on in 2017 said the exact same thing. And in my resolution, I said, you know, therefore, upon the Dearborn Heights City Council approving this resolution, the planning commission will revert back to a recommending body. And the Dearborn Heights City Council will take into consideration the planning commission's recommendations. The city council doesn't do any work. They don't go stay up all night looking into the matters. It's just in the past, we've had several things going on. And as far as Councilman Saab said, I only know two members on the planning commission, Ali Turfy and Hassan Bazi, two great guys. If he's saying, I don't even know who else, I couldn't name another person on there. And I love both of these guys. So if he's saying it's a vendetta or something like that, he's talking out of his butt, you know, because he doesn't know what he's talking. As I say, I know two people. I couldn't name another person on the planning commission. Maybe shame on me, but that's the way it is. So, I mean, this is the way it's always been. And someone said we changed this back in 2007 or something. That's BS. It never was that way.
Okay, are you all set here?
Yes, thank you for now.
Council Chair. Thank you, Council Chair. I think saying it's BS, I think Councilman Wencel asked me to bring hard copies, which I did. And I have them if you want to, Councilman. You didn't ask me today, but I did email it to you several times back in 2023, March 7th, and then in 2024, when you asked for it, I sent it out. But it was changed in 2007. In fact, I looked at the notes from the study session that was done first, and then the vote that was taken, and it's an ordinance. And a resolution you're proposing cannot change an ordinance. The ordinance exists, and we put the citation in there. Chip Smith with Wade Trim did a full analysis and demonstrates that how it's not simply, oh, we just look at it and say stamped approval. There's a work, site plans have to be reviewed, and there is work. There's extensive work that has to be done. And the planning commission, you'd be taking the place of the planning commission. It will hurt the planning commission because why are you going to have two commissions doing the same work? City council has its own job, its own
Some people just don't
parameters to do.
Okay, Councilman, let him, please.
So I did put an ordinance, and I included Gary's letter from, I think, 2018 or before I came in, 2022. And I put even a case where we had the car wash, which actually got its CFC from the Plan Commission, CFO in 2024, November 2024. And it went to the appeals court. The other issue is the liability of city council members. Now that you're not insulated or protected like the planning commission does when it takes any decisions it makes, it protects the city council. Once you take on, then you're individually going to be sued and you'll be included, and depositions will be taken on the different issues that come up. That means you have to do work. You have to be able to explain why you made a decision, not just I rubber stamp the planning commission, but why do that? You have to put work into it. You have to look at it, and Councilman Baydoun, Council Chair Baydoun is absolutely correct. It's not just a rubber stamp. It's going to take a lot of work. And the planning commission, you pick qualified people, as Councilman Saab said, let them do their job.
Oh, Lord. What, Council Chair, was he listening to anything I said? Holy moly.
Yeah, I remember this issue coming up and we were at River.
Muscat brought it up.
Yeah, and at Riverside. Now,
Yep.
you know, so we did not, first of all, Roger is correct about,
Oh, you guys are agreeing. Let's give them a round of applause.
but any sort of change in terms of the zoning ordinance, which is chapter 36 of the city code, has to end up being made by virtue of an ordinance. And it has to end up going through the normal process, which means it has to go to the planning commission for report and recommendation. Then it has to come back over here. But I mean, ultimately, you would have the authority as a body to do this. But there are some practical issues that have been raised, and I believe they were raised by Wade Trim back then. And I think they were raised also by the building department back then too, namely when we ended up having the meeting, the study session, which I believe was over in 2021 and was held over in Riverside. But then I submitted a proposed ordinance, and I don't think that this was actually adopted, was it?
Special land use, it didn't go in front of the planning commission, no.
Yes, so I think it was, I know I prepared the ordinance, and then it was submitted on April the 2nd of 2022. And then I do not believe that it was adopted. I don't have something saying final. I mean, I could be wrong. So, but you know, in my mind, part of the difficulty is just, again, a practical issue with regard to this. So it's potentially time consuming.
Question for Gary, because the system is designed, isn't it, to keep the lay people, the council people, out of the decision-making process. So the planning commission, they have a criteria. That's all they do. They examine it, they make a recommendation, they have a full hearing, and then it comes to the council. And we usually adopt whatever the planning commission, but we would in effect be replacing the planning commission with us, and we'd be getting calls every day and night.
Lord have mercy.
You know, on my
Lord
two-story
have mercy.
complex built on that vacant lot.
Is anybody listening?
So
Please hang on 1 second, Councilman.
Yeah, and
Be respectful.
And I think what you're raising, Councilman Hansian, is something different than Councilman Wencel's envisioning, which seems to be kind of more like the work would be done by the planning commission and then they would take it over to you as a council body to end up making a final vote. But then it becomes a matter of how do you do that? And you can't just do it by resolution. I mean, you'd have to go through all of this stuff like I did. And it would be it would be a more involved ordinance, but the first question is practically, do you want to do it? And do you want to be able to rely on some people whose only job is to look at the technical issues as opposed to potentially getting caught up in the political issues? I mean, some of us have a history going back to, if you might remember, the drive-in theater. And my old boss, Adam Dado, basically, and you know, having to defend the city's decision that had ended up being made with regard to those issues. And I don't think I'm exposing anything, but basically he felt that he was just kind of being thrown legally to the wolves because of political decisions that were made, but not be able to be sustained legally. And that's part of the concern. So if I look at it, I always kind of think sometimes the politics is not the best thing under those circumstances because these really are typically very technical legal issues. And that just kind of colored my way of looking at it, unlike Councilman Wencel, who might believe in council. I know former Councilman Muscat felt very strongly about this as well, but this has kind of colored my view, you know, because, you know, I remember that happening and even running into Mr. Nagy years later, Rudy Nagy, who was kind of like the proponent of that and saying, well, we should have won, you know, and it was like, it didn't sound like it was going to go that way. So
yeah, we would have never had what is now the Heights Shopping Center.
yeah, it would have been, and again, as it was described to me, legally, it was not going to be able to be a sustainable decision. At least that's what I was told. I don't know about the merits of that, but that's what I was told by Mr. Dado decades ago. So that's my concern.
Thank you. Councilman Saab, you're next, and Councilman.
I'm just, I'm gonna follow up on a few questions. Councilman Wencel, can you in your own words say that you wrote this, motion?
I wrote 100% of it. God's, swear on God's Bible.
Okay. And why are you putting this forward now, not 6 months ago?
I mentioned it. I've been mentioning it for years. I've been talking about this for years.
That's not what I was told. And by the way, I did not say you knew anybody on the planning commission. Go back and watch the meetings. 'Cause I talk from my mouth. Now, I'm not gonna be disrespectful on the mic.
Let's.
Council Chair, can I?
Yep.
Okay, now this is,
You're next.
okay, thank you. The way I'm recommending this is the way it's been done for 50 years. And there's never been an official ordinance change or charter change to change that. Somehow, about 8 years ago or something, all of a sudden it just changed. There was never a motion brought before city council to change it. It's always been planning commission gets the application. They meet with the building department at a planning commission meeting. They meet with the applicant. They meet with the engineering department, which is Waitrim now. Back then it was McKenna when I was there. And you'd go over everything. You meet with the fire department, make sure it meets all the fire. And then you say, okay, well, you know what? This is a good idea. Let's recommend the city council. They approve it. Or, you know what? The fire department says, you know, there's not enough space for a fire truck to go around the building. Let's deny this. We're going to ask city council to deny it. And that's the way it was the entire time I was on city council, all the way up until 2017. When I left city council, I can get you every member that was on planning commission back then. That's the way it was done. And there was never anything. I've asked Roger to send me the motion and send me the whatever was changed. And it's opinion letters and stuff. Never anything official was ever changed. We are in violation of the charter by letting the planning commission make the final decisions on these projects. And there's been several projects in the last couple of years where it's been very controversial. And we as a city council body had to sit here and go like this, twiddle our thumbs, because we had no say in it at all. And we are elected by the people. We're elected by thousands and thousands and thousands of people. God bless all the planning commissioners. They're appointed by the mayor.
Concurred by the council.
Councilman,
Guys, I don't want to spend all day on this, but I'm gonna go to Roger, and then I'm gonna go to Councilwoman Nalowski Maxwell, and then we're gonna take the, oh, I'm sorry. Actually, I'm gonna go to Councilman Ahmad first and then Roger. Sorry. You're to the right of me. I'm not really seeing you. Forgive me.
Thank you, Council Chair. I thank you, Councilman Wencel, for bringing this. I think your only motive bringing this motion is just to serve the city and its resident. But to be honest with you, I do, I agree with Councilman Saab and Gary and Roger. I'm not here to micromanage every department in the city. I'm not here to take anybody else's job. I do agree those people are appointed, but they're appointed to doing a job in the city. But you said the recommendation, but if they send me a recommendation, basically if I say yes with yes or no, according to the recommendation, I'll be a rubber stamp. Myself, I'm talking about myself. If I need to vote on something, I need to study it. If I'm gonna study every single project to go in the city, yeah, that's gonna take some time. I mean, I'm gonna give you an example. Last time somebody brought blueprints about apartment building on Ann Arbor Trail. We had to take it to a study session, and that took us 3 hours. I mean, I said it before. I said maybe the way the appointment of the individuals on the planning commission needs to change. We're supposed to have a criteria, and maybe the council need to have some say in some of the appointees too. But to go ahead and take a job of a different committee in a city or a commission.
We wouldn't. We let them do their job.
No, I understand. But if they bring a recommendation, if they said yes, and I'm gonna say yes, basically I'm rubber stamping. I have to study exactly.
Did you study the chairs for the library?
What's up?
Did you study the chairs for the library?
Absolutely, I did. I read the entire backup in the motion and everything.
He's talking about the chairs. That's why I told him, I was like,
well,
but this is not chairs. This is big projects.
Well,
They stay hours.
By the way, I wanna just correct, I want you to know that when I do my homework on the city council for the last 4.5 years, I studied every single thing in that backup. I've never come to a meeting unprepared. When you ask me or you ask the council member, did you study the chairs? Yeah, I knew that there was only one. You know what I did? I looked at Mr. McCaffery, said, where do we go everyone? He explained it. My answer was done. I never not look at the packet and say, let me just walk into a city council meeting, ever. I review it with George and our clerk. I review it when I'm at home, and I review it one more time. And this has nothing to do with the planning commission, but I just want you to know. So I would hope that everybody here is also reviewing their packets as well, because you were elected to do so.
Well, we're,
Councilman.
Hang on, I'm sorry.
Sure.
Gary, are you done here? Okay, perfect. I'm gonna, did I call you Gary? I meant to call you Roger. Roger.
Council.
And then it's you. It was him, Roger, then you.
Thank you, Council Hassan.
He just yelled at me when I went to Roger before him.
Thank you, Council Hassan. I don't know if Mr. Wencel read the ordinance H 0701. In 2007, there was a study session, Councilman. Are you ignoring it or it doesn't
I'm
exist?
listening to you.
I'm asking you, did you read it?
2007.
Did you read it?
Yes.
Okay, that's an ordinance that changed it. That's
No.
what gave the power back to the
No,
planning commission.
No, it didn't.
Oh, we'll make a
I
copy.
was on the planning commission until
Why don't you have
2017.
a study, excuse me? You didn't read it or you did read it?
I did read it, but it was
So
wrong.
how did it switch just by magic to the planning commission? I'm explaining to you, there's an ordinance that's adopted by Muni Code H 0701 that details the process. Prior to the ordinance being adopted, there was a study session and hearing. I reviewed the minutes. I believe it was either Judge, well, she's a judge now, but Van Houten, that was part of it, and even Judge Heisey. But they were part of the city council voted on it. They had to vote on it to make an ordinance that dealt with this issue. So if you say you did your homework, I would ask you to go back to the study session, review the notes, because there was a few times it came up when the public comment before the ordinance was enacted, which talks about it, which is the process and procedure we follow. So it's disingenuous to say that it came out of the blue. I don't know how this happened. I've sent it to you 3 times by email. You asked me hard copies. I brought the hard copies. 7.
Do you have him here?
Pardon? Yeah, I have them here, yeah.
Who was the mayor at the time and who was the council on the time?
At the time, it was Plecko, Mayor Plecko that put it through. And the council, I know the members, but I can pass it down. You asked
So
for hard
Chair,
copies.
say something really quick.
Yeah, I
was on
gave it
this-
to me this morning and I complied.
I was on the planning commission for 15 years and not one time, never one time did we approve something. Not once, never in 15 years, never approved it. We had to recommend the city council for approval. You asked Siham Jafar. She was on the council with me. Yeah, give her a call tonight and ask her. Siham.
No.
You know?
I mean, I'm not saying you're lying.
I know, I'm just saying, it's never changed. 15 or 17 years on planning commission, not one time did we ever approve anything. Not one time, ever. Never approved. We recommended the city council for approval. Never, ever one time did we approve anything. You can ask any planning commission member in all them years, go back on the records, call every one of them up. Somehow, just a few years ago, it changed.
All right. Sorry, Councilman Wencel, but it is Councilwoman.
Yes,
Zbosnik
yeah.
that's supposed to have to speak.
Well, like I said, back when I began on city council as chairperson in 2017, I remember these coming before us and they were really no big deal. The work was done by the planning commission. We'd look at it and say, they've done all the homework. They're recommending this. There's no reason why we wouldn't approve it, but it's part of the checks and balances that we do like with all the other departments. And paying the bills and making sure that bids go out correctly and, parking lots are paved correctly. It's part of the check and balance of the city. And it was going on until the end of 2021 when I left for 2 years. When I came back in 2023, something had changed and I didn't understand why we weren't getting any planning commission, stuff to approve when I came back. And I don't know when this changed or who changed it.
Yeah.
Who changed it? It was between 2021 and 2023.
What, can you, I mean, look, Gary, you've got in 2007, I was in high school. I was in the 11th grade. So I don't know what was happening here in 2007. Sorry.
Respectfully, that's not my recollection. I mean, it wasn't my area. I relied on Mark Roberts from Seacrest Wardle.
Yes.
He was truly an expert in this particular area. Very high level of degree, but I remember the ordinance being proposed in 2007 after the zoning enabling statute had changed in 2006. I remember that there was an ordinance that was adopted. I remember Mark took the lead with regard to that. I remember speaking about it with Mayor Paletko, that do you want to do this, or are you too busy, or should we end up having, Seacrest Wardle do it? I mean, I'm sorry, my recollection is different than
See, I remember from running the meetings and reading the agenda, so I did read and thinking.
yeah.
First it's odd, this is
just-
odd, but then it became a pattern that I got used to.
Yeah, I just don't remember. I remember stuff basically, especially in 2007. I just
Can you pull up the
remember.
ordinance for us?
I think what Roger said, it's a whole chapter. It's chapter 36 of.
Yeah. Okay, guys, we got a motion on the table by Councilman Wencel, seconded by Councilwoman Menalowski Maxwell. All right, any other discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Those opposed?
No.
Madam Clerk, please take roll call.
Ordinance. Okay. Hassan Ahmad,
No.
Robert Constant,
No.
Denise Malinowski Maxwell,
Yes.
Hassan Saab,
No.
Tom Wenzel,
Yes.
Nancy Breyer,
No.
Mo Baydoun.
No.
Motion fails. Motion defeated.
I would like to ask Councilman Wencel to potentially put on a resolution, if you'd like, that the planning commission must send us all of the all of the meetings and minutes, and so that we can, look over what is being done. And two, I would love a resolution for our planning commissions to be recorded and published online. There's no reason why our residents aren't able to see the new development. But I do want to talk about another thing real quick before we move on. I'll do it during my comments.
Council Chair, could be like a note on file, you're saying?
No, not even a note on file, just simply, yeah, no on file. I want to know.
Yeah.
There's so many times where things are approved. What? Yeah, the planning commission did that.
Yeah, they
I had
can
no
send it
idea.
as a note on file.
So I can see a few things like that, but let's go to new businesses. Temporary food truck cart license applications for Solid Oak Eatery.
Council Chair,
Councilman Ahmad.
I move that the Dearborn Heights City Council approve the temporary food truck tent cart license application for Solid Oak Eatery as outlined in 13-8.
Second.
All right, motion made by Councilman Ahmad, seconded by Councilwoman Menalowski Maxwell. Any discussion? I will say, hands down, the best food in the city, other than the gallery, is right here. I swear to you, the best Euro sandwich. I promise you, the best club sandwich. Yes, you never their Euro?
The Euro, really? Councilman never took me there.
Yeah. It is the best sandwich place in the city.
So clean.
And it's unbelievable. And the owners are great.
Is it open tonight?
I wish. I
No.
would love to eat that.
Not already closed.
There was a survey.
It's on
Spot.
Van Born.
Van Born and
Born.
Monroe, right before Monroe. Right past Monroe. Right past Monroe on the left-hand side.
Council Chair,
Yes.
the owners, Ali and Nicole, they, not only they run a very fine establishment, super clean, super neat. I mean, outstanding. I mean, ideal, the poster child of a well-run business. But they participate in community events constantly. They donate products, they endorse people of different things. I mean, they are such a great addition to our community, especially the Van Born corridor. And their food is phenomenal. And if you haven't been there, it's Solid Oak Sausage. It's on Van Born Road, just east of Monroe and Dearborn Heights side. Gotta go there.
Thank you.
Councilman, so the store and the truck closes at the same time? Or-
Yeah.
Yeah, usually, yeah.
The truck actually closes at 4.
At 4?
Yeah. Yeah, I probably eat it once or twice a
You
week.
gotta do lunch.
I eat it once a week.
He's right. Hey, relax.
Yeah.
You know what, Rose, me and you are going for lunch.
I just said that me and her,
Me and you are going. My God. All in favor, please state aye. Those opposed, the ayes have it, motion carries. We're taking a for lunch tomorrow. Next up is temporary food truck license for Shawarma and Beyond.
Council Chair,
Councilman,
I move that the Dearborn Heights City Council approve the temporary food truck tent cart license application for Shawarma and Beyond as outlined in 13-B.
Second.
motion made by Councilman Saab, seconded by Councilman Ahmad.
Reverse.
Sorry, yeah, reverse. Motion made by Councilman Ahmad, seconded by Councilman Saab. Any discussion?
Council Chair, where's that located? Anybody knows? Oh,
Yeah, isn't it?
I think he took the old,
Wait a minute.
that's a mobile gas station on Van
Yep.
Yeah. And Telegram.
Dearborn and Telegraph, yes. Any other discussion? All in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? The ayes have it, motion carries. All right, next up, we have comments from council members.
Council Chair.
I'm gonna go quickly here, Councilman, because there's something that I wanna brief myself on. There seems like that there's a lot of new development coming to our city. And I know that our community does not like change. But unfortunately, we are a very big, large, growing community. City has grown drastically. And we're starting to see a lot of mixed-use housing. And we're seeing people wanting to open up luxury apartments or condos. Some people are like, no, I don't want that. Other people are like, yes. I want you to know something, that the city, in order for it to continue with the rate of inflation, have to be able to allow some type of businesses and growth of our community. Not every time a business wants to invest in the city, everybody's all hands up like, no, I don't want them to invest. I just had this conversation because I'm in a group chat. It's just speaking a little bit of what Councilwoman Menalowski was speaking about. It would happen to be about those homes. There's a trailer park there. They are turning next to the trailer park luxury apartments to allow them to be able to move into these apartments and then turn the trailer park home into more luxury apartments. And so now we're eliminating, not to say that anybody that living in a trailer park is living in an eyesore, but a lot of people would say that this is some type of eyesore. And so if you're beautifying the city by saying, we're gonna make things that are affordable, very nice, very luxury. I believe these are anywhere between like 16 to 1,800 square feet. I myself live in a 900 square foot home. And so if I can get an apartment today that's 1,600 square feet, 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, the city of Dearborn Heights, you're offering more housing. That also brings in more tax base for the city. That's allowing us to be able to pay for more things like police officers and city services and offering things to our residents. But as we continue to want to offer these raises and offer these services, but are stagnant with the amount of taxes that we're bringing into our city, well, if we have no revenue sources, we're not going to be able to pay for these things and be able to get with the rate of inflation. So people are going to start to leave our city. So we're not going to be able to retain good residents that want to live here because we're failing on our services. We're failing on hiring more officers. We're failing on giving raises. And so it becomes like a trickle. And I know for a long time the city was able to operate at a very, very low budget. Fortunately, we have not been there. And yes, while we have seen more growth on Ford Road and more development in homes, remember, if I bought my house in 2000 my parents, for example, they bought their home in 1997. If they go add an addition to their home, they're not uncapping. They're only being assessed on the addition that they did on their home. That is not so when I hear the things like, well, look at all these beautiful new homes, all these additions they're doing. A lot of these residents have lived in their homes for 10, 15 years, are only paying taxes on the 500-600 square feet that they're uncapped on, which is not a big thing. It's not big. It's not enough. It's not enough to come out and say we need to buy more salt. It's not enough to say we need to buy a new tree truck. It's not enough to say we need to buy things for the Department of Public Works. I can tell you right now, I've had many one-on-one conversations, and all of you here, including the residents, should do the same. Have a conversation with our DPW director. We have nothing, legit nothing. Our tree truck that's 20 years old and rusted out is out of business. So when we talk about sycamore trees, when we talk about these large branches, city needs to do better, we can't. So when we hear things like there's new growth, there's new opportunities, there's new revenue sources, we have to consider that. And as crazy as it sounds, if it meets the criteria and we're able to bring in this tax base, it's important to me. I'm sorry. But when I had conversations with people at the state, I say, how do I fix this failure that the city's in financially? Because we are failing financially. He said, you got to fix your bottom line. I said, how do you do that? You need more revenue sources. How do you bring in more revenue sources? I've had families, that I've been going door to door and having conversations with. And they said, what do we have for our children? Why are we going to neighboring communities to enjoy their amenities, their parks, their pools, their basketball courts, their tennis courts, their pickleball courts? Because Dearborn Heights doesn't want to grow. Dearborn Heights is like, no. I don't want this apartment complex here. And I know sometimes it's a hard pill to swallow. Guess what's even harder pill to swallow? $1 million that we need to do to get a new truck for our DPW, or the fact that in 2-3 years our fire department's going to come up to us and tell us we need $4 million for a new fire truck. How do we come up with it? These are things we can't even replace our chairs in our city. This is where lawyers come in and deliver to the city of Dearborn Heights. We sit on chairs that are all ripped up. They've been ripped up since 2010. I think they're from like 2002.
1880s.
But the reality is we have to make tough decisions. And we are not set up here to hear 1 or 2 residents pick up the phone and say, you guys shouldn't allow this. Well, great. You promised as a fiduciary, and I'm not saying this to the councilman at all, by no means, because I've gotten these phone calls. Some of you here in the audience have called me and said, I don't want this. Okay. Give me a solution for the revenue source to bring in that tax base of $50,000, $60,000 extra every single month. Because I don't care how many tickets you write, right? It's not going to be enough. You need to find revenue sources. How do you get more revenue sources? You're right. You can go ahead and write tickets for $50,000, but that's not guaranteed every single month. What if another pandemic happens and you can't write tickets? Because that's why we saw ticket drops. People were forced to stay quarantined into their homes. I'm not here to lecture anybody. I'm just kind of saying, look at a different perspective. Have a different visual. That's all I have for tonight. Thank you. Councilman Sabo's next, and then I'll have you go next.
Councilman, I want to start off with a moment of silence for the 3 young children that are American citizens that were killed in Lebanon by the Israeli government. Please. Or thank you.
Thank you for that, Councilman.
Yep.
Thank you.
Just want to put out something about what I'm seeing residents do. I know leaves are falling off of trees. Please don't blow them in the street. I mean, it was raining yesterday. I was driving down John Daly, opened up 2 basins like 2 days ago. Just pick them up. We don't pick up leaves, unfortunately. Second thing is speeders. Please tell your kids to slow down. I mean, it's getting worse and worse in the evening now. It's getting darker early. That's really all I got to say. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman. Councilwoman Malowski.
Council Chair, I have a tendency to agree with you about development, but it has to be the right development. I know several seniors that live in that mobile home park. And if they are no longer able to stay there, they can't afford to stay in the luxury apartments that they're going to be building there. That's been their home for years. Most of them are paid off and they pay a small lot rent. What's the rent going to be if you go into the apartment building? Maybe if they just develop one half where it's vacant land and let those people live the rest of their lives out in what they can afford. Social Security is not that
They're not
much.
taking down the trailer park. They're saying this is the decoy to check, see if this is successful.
Well, you said they were going to be removing the trailer, so that tells me right there, that's in the future. And that's not fair to our seniors. Seniors can only, are having trouble making it anyways now on the Social Security they're getting paid. And, you know, with the rising costs of medicine and doctors and stuff, we gotta help them. I mean, like I said, I know several of our residents who are seniors that live in there, and I don't know where they would go. I mean, they're independent now. They don't need to move in with family. They have a roof over their head at this time in their life.
If I may, Councilwoman. This is a very tough, because, you know, I don't want you to paint the picture that I'm not looking out for our seniors. Because I feel like that's what you're doing here.
No, I'm not.
Okay.
Absolutely not. I
I'm gonna
have
make-
to say,
Okay, I just want to make it clear.
well, I'm gonna say,
I let you speak, I asked you,
wasn't done. You wanted to
I
say
asked you
something.
if I could speak and you said yes. So I want to tell you,
And this is not a debate though.
I know, but I want
My
to,
time to speak.
but I asked you and you gave me permission.
But
So all I will say is,
That's not
we are
good.
also not the landlords of people's private property. If somebody comes out and says, I meet the requirements, and if not, I'm gonna take you to court. It's, you know, we're not the courts, we cannot, you know, I was just having this conversation with Councilman Ahmad. If somebody tomorrow, I think they asked Palatco a long time ago that they wanted to put a pornography store on the corner where it is a tropical smoothie. It was a drive-through. And they were going to put a pornography store on the corner of Ford Road and Amboy. Yes, where the tropical smoothie is. And they fought the city of Dearborn Heights because Palatco told them that they were not allowed to put a pornography store there because they tried to dictate what was allowed to open and not. We also have to be careful. Granted, he didn't end up doing that. He got offered a thing from Tropical Smoothie. So what I'm trying to say is, I'm not here saying there are a lot of seniors that live in these trailer homes that I don't care for. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, you're right. But there's a development here that's bringing in the catch basin. As of right now, the development that is being zoned or looked into, because I passed by it because I got some phone calls on it. Because residents are like, well, is this gonna bring a lot of traffic into the neighborhood? And so I've also had concerns on this. But all I think also back is, what are we doing? Are we allowed to come in and tell the car wash you're not allowed to be there? Because the last I checked, that cost the city $75,000 in legal fees because the city denied them.
May I speak now?
Yes, I'm also.
You know, like I said, there's areas we look at, if they're not condemned, why take them down? I mean, look at the Van Born trailer park there. She was looking more at that and getting rid of that because those are condemned. Those are in poor shape. I've seen pictures of them. They've got mold. They're run down. Most of them are inadequate to even just live in. If you've got people living in homes, whether it be a trailer or where else, I'm not for taking away somebody's residence that's okay to live in and isn't condemned if that's where they choose to live.
I agree with you. Thank you. Anything else? Any other council members?
Council Chair.
Councilman Constant.
Thank you. And good points, both Councilman Baydoun and Councilwoman Malinowski Maxwell. Right now, there's just a tremendous demand for housing.
Yeah.
It's and that's part of what we're seeing. Generally speaking, mobile homes are not desired use for a city. But that particular change or proposal is for the experts to look at first, as we previously discussed. Just to echo what my friend Councilman Hassan Saab mentioned, Vintage Vale, a village on the border of Israel, where a lot of our Dearborn Heights residents are from, an Israeli drone blew up a car with a man and his 3 children in it, and then also killed a man on a motorcycle. They were American citizens. They would call it the Vintage Vale Massacre. If this happened, if American citizens were killed in some other country, there would be a large uproar. And I think around the world, the whole situation, I saw Benjamin Netanyahu come into the United Nations to speak, and the majority of the delegation there walked out. It's just a great concern to me, and I'm sure to all. So let's pray for a ceasefire, and pray for peace.
Thank you, Councilman. Any other council members? Seeing none, I'll move over to announcements.
Mr. Chair.
Yes, ma'am.
We will have a meeting for Ecorse Creek tomorrow night, 6 o'clock, 3335 South Beach Daily. However, there will be no meeting Thursday of the Neighborhood Association because they will be using the building for a school board meeting. And we also have a commitment at Carolyn Kennedy at 6:30 for council people. And then after, we'll do the mayoral and the treasurer, put on by the League of Women Voters. It starts at 6:30 and continues. And then on October 1st, they will be having something put on by Chamber of Commerce at Hype. I can't remember the time, but it's around 6 o'clock. We'll have to confirm it.
What day?
October 1st.
What's that for?
That's for the Dearborn Heights people running for office.
October 1st, nobody told me. I'll be out of town.
Yeah.
You guys are not working, but, right?
Yeah, later in the month, they're doing the city of Dearborn, but they're doing Dearborn Heights on the 1st at Hype.
Thank you.
It's a meet the candidates. It's not.
It's a meet the candidate thing.
Thank you. All right, are you all set here?
Yes.
Thank you. We're gonna go to Roger and then we'll go. Go ahead, Roger.
Okay. I would just say, I reiterate what both of you said, and I agree with, Councilwoman, Denise Maxwell. We do need affordable housing. And we do need, Section 8, the houses that are in good shape. The trailers can be redone to be HUD approved. We need to look at our commercial, see if we can expand our ordinances from 3 stories to 5 to 10 stories of what existing commercial properties now. I know you passed the Airbnb ordinance, but we do need more hotels in the city that will take places of Airbnbs and give people a chance in certain areas, designated areas that you choose. But you're right. I think commercial, we can't be locked in as just a bedroom community without expanding our horizons to expand our tax. So I was just going to say, I don't want to get rid of some of the places that our elderly have to live, but other cities, Cleveland, even Detroit, Lansing, are looking at putting in 500, 2,000, 14,000 units that I've been studying in Arizona. All over there looking at really increasing because there's a shortage, as Councilman Constant said, for affordable housing that will care about senior citizens. And let's make it available. We have the means to do it. We have the desire. We have the financial resources within the city. We just have to, like you said, make a decision.
Yep, thank you, Madam Clerk.
Linsania, Dearborn Heights City Clerk. Just so you all know, this Thursday, September 25th, will be 40 days before the November 4th election. And on that day, we will, AV ballots, just under 7,200 AV ballots will be mailed. The bulk mailing anyway, we'll continue to process them every day that we are here. So on the ballot, you have the mayor, the clerk, the treasurer, and the council, like we all had said earlier. And there will be 2 school proposals on there. District 7 has a renewal for their sinking fund. And Wayne Westland has one on there too, but I don't know what it's for. I would recommend that anybody that wants to know more about that, I'm not sure if the League of Women Voters will post anything on the proposals, but I know you can go to the school district's website and find out what they are for.
That Westland one is a very small strip. It's
We
like
have-
Kinesick Street.
We have 9 voters
Yeah.
in Wayne Westland, yeah.
Very, very small.
Yeah. So,
Doors do.
so, and I think they voted Canfield. But anyway, in addition, if anyone is interested in working our election, we are taking applications just as backup workers in case we do need them. And they can contact our office at 313-791-3430. What's that?
Was that about volunteering on the election?
Not volunteering application, and election inspectors that will work the polls.
How much is the pay?
190 for election inspectors.
Councilman Saab was asking you.
Especially since he owes me $200.
George, you don't have to be registered anymore either, so.
Yeah.
There you go. 190.
Did he wait extra time to make the 200?
Yeah.
Well, wait a minute, if you go to training.
Another
$30 for training.
Yeah, there you go. That's how you pay my $200 back.
You know, the,
I'll put you.
the truth behind this is he owes me $250. He's just trying to think of by spreading it out there. Leave him.
Good luck.
You're already available in our office as well.
I'm not buying him.
Thank you.
7-4.
Hello, Council Chair and Mayor. Just want to remind everyone that this Saturday, September 27th, from 12 to 4 p.m. at CK Library, we will be having an open house and fall festival. We will be having a number of activities, including a petting zoo, pony rides, local cuisine samples, pumpkin decorating, lots of carnival games, tin can raffle, vendors, and cider and donuts. Should be a blast, so come on out.
Saturday at 12 to 4?
Yep.
That's an amazing event. Thank you, Director.
Thank you. Yeah, there's a couple of our staff that really went all out
I
decorating.
know we had a meeting we had a meeting yesterday with police explorers, and you're gonna have a bunch
Yes.
of explorers helping.
Yes,
Saturday.
yes, they're going to be out there helping, and we thank the fire department and the police explorers for all their help. So hope you all come out.
Thank you, Director.
Thank you.
And finally, we have a normal tree coming up.
We sent by decorations.
Good afternoon, council members. I
afternoon.
just wanted to share with everyone that our 2026-2030 consolidated plan and 2026 analysis of impediments to fair housing choice survey is available online. So it's on our website and it's on Facebook. The city is preparing its community development block grant consolidated plan and analysis on the impediments to fair housing choice. This plans guide how federal funds are invested in housing and public services, neighborhood improvements, and community. So I think it's very relevant to the conversation we've had today. So I encourage everybody to participate in the survey, and please share with all of your networks as well as with any residents that are interested in that. On the other side, on October 2nd from 5 to 6 p.m., GLUA with the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers is going to have their Southeast Michigan Flood Risk Management Study. This is a Microsoft Teams meeting, which is available for everybody to join and learn about the flood risk management that they're doing at a larger scope with the Corps of Engineers and GLUA.
Is it just for the city of Dearborn Heights, or is it?
No, it's a large scope. It's
Where's
all of the communities.
Where's the location now?
It's a Microsoft Teams meeting. It's also available on
Ah.
our Facebook and our website, so you just join online.
Thank you, Chief of Staff. Director?
Couple quick announcements with the DPW department. Just most of these are all just tailored towards resident interactions with the public works. Garbage cans, please keep them off the street. As we go into the fall, catch basins, please clear all the leaves out of them. If you have restrictor plates, some of the, just based on the geography of our system and our city, if you have catch basins that have the restrictor plate on it, do not be the resident that takes them off, because they're designed so that the street releases water into the storm system at a reasonable rate to keep it out of people's basements. So as we enter into all the leaves falling, again, don't blow your leaves in the street. I know it's a ordinance violation, and I instruct our DPW employees that are out street sweeping, because it puts a large burden on the equipment, getting rid of all the waste to drive around piles of leaves. So if you are anywhere where your neighbors continue to do that, this year at least, we're going to be pretty adamant from the public works perspective not to do that, because all it does is wreck more of our equipment, and we're having equipment issues as it is, just as a whole from the city. Just a couple of the programs going on. Our meter program's about 55% of the way through its completion. I do still encourage everybody to participate, answer the letters you get from the contractor. If you have questions, call the city. We'll do our best to answer what we can and get you scheduled to get those changed out. We got a couple of CSO projects, water main replacement project, that are all in progress / coming towards the end of the season. So you'll see a lot of those wrap up. If you have questions, a lot of them should get tailored towards public works, engineering, the consultants. We'll do our best to get back to each resident. Last number issue, back to the garbage cans, please call Priority Waste. If you get on the website, they are our company contracted to pick up, haul away, and transport trash. last resort, if you need to call the city, it puts a decent amount of burden on the employees up front, answering phone calls that then they pass on to priority waste, even though the obligations come from the company. So that's it for tonight.
Thank you, Director. Any idea when the street sweepers, is there a schedule coming up for the fall or?
We'll do our best to put one together. A lot of it right now depends on workforce, the equipment. We haven't had a lot of issues with the street sweepers mechanically, which is nice. So we'll try to put something together. We do try to follow that garbage route schedule. So as best we can, we should be out on garbage streets. Like I said, cars off the road, cans off the road does increase the efficiency of us being able to start getting to all these.
Director, I gotta
Yeah.
tell you something. I've noticed in the last few years, and I'm sure it's because of our city finances, but we're seeing things like a water main break. We're fixing the water main break, and this is not in the winter. It's happening in the summer. And then we're just leaving gravel there. And it's been like 3 months. A lady called me today, and she said they found something on Clearview. They broke up her concrete. They destroyed her grass. She said, I just put brand new sod. Brand new sod. It's been this year. And she said the city came and tore it up. She said, my grass and my stuff better look the same way that it left. I can tell you that there's one on Lawrence. The guy pays about $18,000 a year in taxes. See that the city tore it up, has done nothing to put it back to normal. And so I don't know what is happening here with the follow-up. But I will give you those addresses and please keep an eye on that. And if this is our process, it's got to change. We cannot be tearing things up and saying, oh, we're so busy, we got to go to the next job. We're so busy, we finish the job and then we go on to the next job. That's what the process needs to be like.
Correct. But if you're welcome to come and speak to some of the supervisors in the crew as to why we are in this situation where you have the ratio of work to employees, right? We don't, everything that is on a list gets done in the order that it's prioritized to get done. So if residents call 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks after a main break, typically it will take you 3 months to 4 or 5 months to do that properly. We want to make sure the ground settles. We want to make sure all the proper equipment gets there, the proper topsoil, which when you look at city finances and over the course of time, you haven't been able to supply enough in the budget to do that. That's why these things take a while. They're not excuses, but you're welcome to come speak to the crew, supervisors, myself, if you need to. But we are going to stay on these addresses as best we can. So.
Thank you.
Yep.
Council Chair, I just want to, Director, remember the house on Wilson sent you to the sidewalk that was all torn up and we had a disabled resident that could not pass?
Correct.
And they came out and fixed the sidewalk?
Yes.
I appreciate you for that. But the contractor is also part of their contract that we pay for is they got to finish everything else. Dirt, grass and everything. You
Correct.
guys still have a barricade there. It's been 3 months since that sidewalk's been done. No dirt, no grass except weeds growing there.
All right. I'll call and discuss with them. Like I said, you guys have seen some of the invoices and they
Yes,
do hundreds of locations. So.
Right, but
We got to do them properly.
if we're paying for them to put sod or put grass or whatever, and they're not doing it, then they're lying on the invoices that you guys are sending forward.
I will check that address. I mean, like I said, part of our job is to make sure, just be that enforcement. So if that specific address, they went out and didn't finish the job yet, they will.
It should be done right after the work is done. It should not. Problem is this. Yes, when you guys are tearing out sidewalks or approaches or slabs in the street, you're only putting gravel over it. There's no blacktop being put or anything. It's becoming a
You
safety
guys,
issue.
just so you know, you just finally paid Ajax where we get our coal patch from last fiscal year. So they are very unwilling to supply us with these things.
But you're saying we just paid. You could have submitted your bills a year ago to us and we would have paid them.
Prior to me starting here, that'd be perfect. Yeah.
Well, I'm just saying, any bills you have, obviously submit and they get paid. I don't know why the administration held a year on it to submit that bill.
As soon as invoices come to me, I submit them through the process like they're supposed to.
We got to do a better job on sidewalks because a lot of the areas you guys are demolishing, you're not ADA compliant either after the repair. People can't pass the sidewalks. They can't go in the street because of parked cars. You're putting people's safety at risk.
Okay.
And that's a bigger liability.
We're working on it. Like I said, I mean, the other option is to repair it immediately, sidewalks, settle, have problems again, and come back. So we're working on it. Like I said, I want you guys to come have discussions with
They can come
myself
back
and our
down.
department. So.
Okay, let's
Yeah.
go.
Thank you,
Thank
Director. Council Chair.
Yeah.
You know, I want to congratulate, thank Councilman Saab for his persistence in, getting on these guys about repairing the grass and the sod and stuff. The project in Annapolis Street, which he was pretty, vocal about.
Mike.
Project turned out really well. The grass came in, they watered it several times with tanker trucks, and thank you for doing that for the residents. Thank you, Saab.
Yep. How you doing, sir? Are you speaking as a resident? Because we're still at announcements. Oh, sorry. Any other announcements? Seeing none, I'll open it up to the floor now. Wait, there's a Nicole here, and I believe she works for DPW, so I'm gonna let Nicole go on Zoom. I'm gonna let her speak on behalf of the city. There you go, Nicole.
Good evening.
Hey,
I
good
just wanted to say that call that you took on Clairview, I took a call from her this morning as well. The story behind that is Vepo went out in April to change her water meter. She didn't have functional valves in the house, so they went to the stop box. They couldn't get the stop box to turn. We got out there, I believe it was today, and dug that up to repair it so she could get her water meter repaired. So there's a little bit of miscommunication on that part. I did tell her that we would be out there to restore whatever damages we caused, but we do have to wait for that to settle. If we were to do it now, you can come look at my house back in 2019 when they replaced my service line, threw the dirt down, put the sod down, and it's sunk in 2 large sections on my lawn. So if you don't wait for it to settle, you're going to have what my house looks like right now. And then I just want to say snow season's going to be coming up. So thanks for approving last fiscal year's checks that haven't been sent out, because Detroit Salt was not going to deliver any salt this year because they still had an outstanding bill that had not been paid. We also have vehicles that range from 2023 in age to 2027, 2028, 23. There are snow and salting trucks. The air cylinders for the braking systems are rusting out. You're going to put city employees in those vehicles to plow with non-functioning brake systems. Sounds like a big liability to me that needs to be figured out on how to get these vehicles fixed and fixed properly. We also have 3 tree trucks, the boom truck and 2 clam trucks. The boom truck is getting ready to go down again. So now we're going to not have a boom truck to be able to trim trees. And then everybody's going to throw the DPW under the bus. And I don't think that that's fair that the employees get blamed for that when it's an administration mismanagement of funds. And that's all I got for tonight. Have a good night.
Thank you, Nicole.
Council Chair?
Yes,
I was driving down Telegraph today and I passed up a Dearborn Heights dump truck, DPW dump truck. And it looked like a vehicle from a third world country. I'm sorry, I swear, it was it was all rusted out. It
I
looked
saw it.
terrible.
It's the ugliest thing I've ever seen.
And I said, take that Dearborn Heights sticker off the side, please. I mean, it's so embarrassing that these guys are working with equipment like that. It's
Yeah.
a shame.
Yeah, I just want you guys to know, we have close to, I think when me and the director and director, you should reach out to all the council members so they can see this. I went to his office and he showed me all the list of things that need to be purchased. Sorry, Rose. I think we're close to like maybe $6-7 million in equipment that we need. No. It's not that we want. It's more, well, I'm saying the things that we need. I know. We're in between $6 to $8 million. And look, I don't know about you guys, but I think every single one of us here should be in Lansing right now saying, we need this money. It's not that we want it, we need it. Thank you.
It's obvious.
Some of those trucks too, when they're plowing the snow, I think they were telling me, some of the guys were telling me, they don't even have AC heat. So they're freezing inside there and they're wet. We need to do better. We need to offer more.
Well, I understand 2 or 3 snow plows are inoperable right now.
Can you imagine the next snowfall on social media? Get ready. All right, Rose, here you go.
You know, I'm for DPW, police and fire. The rest of you can all jump in the lake. Anyways, we have spent more time on ordinances and not ordinance, I'm sorry. Commissions, commission this, commission that. I have been on, I think almost every commission in the city has. And until we can get rid of the dictator that is running the show, nothing's gonna change. So we can spend all this time and what are we gonna beat our heads against the wall? I'm on the commission with him. I don't even remember the name of it. Didn't last at all. I was with Tom. I was with Miss Maxwell. Look at Maxwell. Even with Bob Thompson. But you got to get rid of him. Let's all wait. We know what's going to change and we can get things accomplished. Because right now it's all going to hell in a handbag. And as for DPW, I want him to work a little bit more. Sure you can. I'm going to go buy you a truck. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good night.
Can't you the UAW buy a truck?
Can I get the UAW? I can't get the UAW to buy me a jacket.
Well, you don't need a jacket. You got plenty.
Got one right now.
You got one on right now. We need a truck. We need a.
Go ahead, sir.
How you doing, sir? Please state your name, the city residing on the street that you live on.
Gary Mayatki, Plainfield Street, Dearborn Heights. Actually, I'm just following up on some of the things we were talking about earlier. Sue Kaminsky pointed out that Tom or Councilman Wencel was right about something. And I was like going, I have a vague recollection, but I wasn't involved in a lot of the stuff. So I know the ordinance was adopted in 2007. So I called Mark Roberts and he took my call. And Mark was like, yes, the big ordinance was adopted in 2007, but something was done to streamline the process during Mayor Pletko's administration. And I was like, was that done with McKenna? And he said, yeah. So that might be what you're referring to when they ended up streamlining the process a little more to end up having things go more with the planning commission and less with the council. So I just wanted to make sure that if I said anything that would be inconsistent with that we'd correct it for the record, because Mark would know better than I would and Sue remembers everything. So, I just wanted to make sure that we were correct about that. And I just have to say, I agree with Rose too, in terms of her comments. The change in administration is going to be very, very good for the city. Thank you.
How you doing, ma'am? Please state your name, the city residing on the street that you live on.
Renee Myrna, Annapolis, Dearborn Heights. To quite a few notes today. One of the things is about the development with the multi-unit property that you guys were talking about. Maybe it's not about bringing revenue into the city, but maybe it's not being resistant to change. It's being resistant to having another Band-Aid put in to find out that the money's going to be wasted and not balance the budget. You can't keep putting Band-Aids and bringing in income if you're not fixing the spending. That's all, that's all I gotta say about that. Fix the spending, take a Dave Ramsey course, do something, so that we can start balancing the budget. Beans and rice, rice and beans, that's his favorite saying, get back down to the basics, find out what's doesn't have to be renewed and stop renewing it. I mean, people, we gotta start cutting here. I was gonna suggest cutting the Christmas tree. I know it'd be a bah humbug, except for the fact that it came out of his budget and he's got money for it. So bravo for that, I did call the city this morning, the city clerk's office. I did not talk to Miss Enya, but I don't know who I talked to because Georgiana wasn't there. City agenda and minutes has been blocked on my phone for over a week. And I called to ask about it and I got whoever answered the phone, well, we can get on over here. And I said, well, I'm telling you that as a citizen, I can't get on. And they said, well, we can get on over here. And I have the guy that does the IT right here and we can get on. I'm like, okay, I'm trying to tell you that there's an issue, maybe take it further or figure out what's going on. But I was just like brushed off. So I just hung up and anyway, several here have had the same issue. if you had an iPhone, you should be able to get on now, but an Android still is not getting on.
iPhone didn't work for me either, but.
Yeah.
Did you?
I was not, you're right, I was not in the office.
Hang on, one second, guys.
Get on either.
Go ahead.
And I know we were having problems here, the council. And I've never been on my line,
Yeah.
on the phone, but I know that IT was in the office when you called today and they could get it there. So it's an IT issue.
Yeah.
It was, so he's aware of it. I don't
Okay.
know if he's done.
Well, it's just the fact that, you know, if they would say, hey, we'll look into it, but to be safe, well, we can get on, you know? Okay, well, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying like, look into it. There's
So an IT was right.
Yeah.
From what I understand. So.
Yeah, that the city could get on. Okay, one of the other things, with Mr. Wencel, when he was talking about whatever that issue that you guys were talking about, they were going back and forth on, you know, the planning commission and all that. Bottom line is, are we following the charter? I mean, maybe if we should bring the charter in here and start reading the charter and see where we're off balance with the charter to start following the charter and whatever the amendments are. And then not to get into a dispute for an hour and a half. I pray that one day we're gonna get out of here at 8 o'clock because we get into long debates and stuff that doesn't need to be debated here. You know, that we can maybe finish up. It's like, you know, getting back to the Bible, get to the basics, you know, get back to the basics and get the plumb line out, which is the city charter. Cui bono, I said last week or last time I spoke was about cui bono, who does it benefit? I still encourage people to look into who's benefiting off of some of these things, these roadblocks or some of the things that maybe are going through that are busting our budget. Today's word is going to be cronyism. And cronyism is hiring people or making deals with people that are not qualified, you know, on the sidelines. You're paying people off, you know, which for capitalism, it's a destroyer of capitalism. When you have cronyism, you're favoring certain people over others, or certain businesses over others, or certain positions over others. Look into who's being involved in cronyism and find out what's going on in the city. But those are my words for the day. Thanks.
So much.
Appreciate it.
We tried to fight cronyism when we tried putting Councilman Saab to oversee the building of the fire station, and we were told he wasn't allowed, so we've been trying.
Oh,
I
I'm
know.
not saying, I'm not
I know-
saying
I
the
know
city
you're-
council is involved in that
Yep.
stuff. I'm just saying that it's a word that I came across. By the way, that was through the city library. There's a series of books called the Tuttle Twins that are phenomenal right now that teaches the kids about government, about everything.
Thank you.
And that was the word today, so.
How you doing, ma'am? You
Good
state your name,
evening.
city residing, and the street that you live on.
Sue Kaminsky, Amboy, Dearborn Heights. Hi, everybody. Just real quick, I noticed on the way in that the blinds were up in the mayor's office, so I looked in the window and I was really happy to see nobody in there and the office is empty. And I know that he's on the agenda for later this week. My question is, Council Chair, do we have to wait for a formal resignation or can we assume that he's deserted his position at this time?
Well, if he's vacant from the city chair, the council chairman would fill the vacancy up to 30 days. And if he doesn't come back within 30 days, then there can be a push vote, I believe, after those 30 days.
So, I mean, do we know, is he gone? I know,
He was here today.
oh, he was, okay.
He's here, you know, guys, like, look, as much of us are praying, there's gonna be a new mayor come January 1st. And as much as we pray it can't come sooner, the reality is there's gonna be a new administration.
I just want to see things starting to move forward. That's all.
What I would like to see, potentially a stop on all hires until this new administration. Because I'm also really concerned with like putting the city in jeopardy, putting potentially myself or Councilwoman Renowski Maxwell in jeopardy, you know? Like, we don't want to witness.
Except for police.
What's that?
I said, except for police officers.
Yeah, we want to be able to hire more police officers. Absolutely, we've budgeted for them.
I know.
We budgeted for them. So
Anyways, thank you. That was it.
thank you. Council's face is green and so is Councilman Constant on the. on our TV that's brand new. It should
Yeah.
probably still be warranted.
Yeah. The coloration.
Go ahead.
Thank you.
Ma'am, please state your name, city, reside on the street that you live on.
Margaret King, McCaffery Street, Dearborn Heights. Thank you, Mo, for asking for the planning commission to be televised because I can't make it to every one of them and I would like to watch some of them back. So thank you for that as well. And I have a question. I drive up and down Van Born because I live off of Van Born all the time. If anybody remembers the Buck's Barber Shop that was there?
Yes.
Yeah, it looks like a parking lot. It looks like there's like cars being sold or something out of that. It's disgusting. Does anybody know what's going on with that?
Yes.
Thank you.
So it was sold to the owner of the building next door. For a long time, he operated it. He subcontracted out the barbers that were there as a barber shop. Well, that closed. So right now it's sort of just in limbo. No one's using it. And I think the property's for sale. But there was always that vacant lot. So there's the body shop.
Yeah.
And then there's Bucks, and then there's that vacant lot. So, yeah, people are using that vacant lot they shouldn't be.
Okay, yeah, it just looks disgusting. And I know that we've all complained about Van Born corridor, how it's just looking like just a used car lot, just the whole road. So I was just wanting to know what it was. Thank you so much. And also too, Mo, thank you for your transparency when you were talking and during your comments from council members. Thank you for talking about that and thank you for being so transparent about what needs to happen in our city because I love our city and I want to see it to grow and the way that things are going, we're just diving into the ground. So I appreciate it. Thank you guys. Have a good night.
Thank you, Margaret. Anyone else from the audience? Being none, can I get a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Anyone on Zoom? There's no hands. We only have one.
Going on Zoom.
All in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it, motion carries.
Good night.
Councilor Saab did the motion, I second.
Oh, yes, Sue. Sorry.
Yeah, she would.